Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday, Corrado. Welcome. Let me get my capture right because that is still not the right one. Let's see which is it. Game capture. Here we go. Not Hitman. First light. Okay. There we go. That should be good. And we have sound. Let's dive right in. I have avoided any spoilers, thank God. Not even in Mango's stream because I was lurking, but I have the screen covered, so I haven't seen anything. So I have the default options. I just started it up to get the resolution right, and that's it. So I should have. Let's see. Let's fill up the screen. There we go. Okay, well, let's dive right in. Let's see, intended. Okay, let's go with the intended difficulty, just standard. I usually try to do my games bog standard difficulty, like the developer intended. We'll go from there. Oh, classic. Nice.
ETA 3 minutes. Going in low. On station.
Lead. Mission details are in. What have we got? Bag raised on a retrieval mission. 18 scientists and engineers. No comms, no morning check-in. Been offline 64 minutes and counting. We need visuals and a status. That's one expensive wake-up call. Must be more to it than that. Let's see. The Norwegian weather satellite picked up an unusual heat signature a couple of clicks off coast 2 hours ago. That's all I've got.
Looks
What
good.
sort of retrieval are we talking about? That's classified. Can't say I'm right, little housing.
Striker, we've got incoming. Deploying flag. Base, we are under attack. Follow is down.
That's not good.
Incoming.
Bail out, people. Darkness. Are we gonna get the typical James Bond intro with weird visuals and music? That would be cool. Can't move yet. Boom, hey Canadianator, welcome. Happy Friday. 10 stream streak, nice. Thank you very much. Wake up, Mr. Freeman. Come on, wake up! You're gonna drown! Getting Bioshock vibes here. Is there a lighthouse? my life somebody was swimming and now he's standing. 20 stream streak for Bandit. Nice, Bandit. Thank you so much, man. Okay. Well, that's toast. W to move. Yeah, I figured as much. We move here. Where do we move? Got a nasty swirl here. Helmet. To run, I'm pushing shift. I guess we're wounded a bit. Plane wreckage parts. Or chopper parts, at least. He's done for.
Hello there.
Guess we're going there. Hi, Panda. Welcome. Guess we're going here. That's a dead end. Friday, man. Exactly. Hi, Choda. My name's Dangerous. Rick Dangerous.
Treba do petkovki. Hoćemo da predamo na plaž. Samo napred.
Okay. Avoid them. Okay. Guess we're gonna go in here. Tall grass, oh yeah. You can stay in tall grass to stay hidden. Okay. Okay. Is the game a bit loud?
Love it!
I can turn it down.
Panda Bear just redeemed Love It.
It was an ambush. Both choppers down. Hostiles are organized and heavily armed.
Give me a second. Wait till this thing is over.
This is MI6. We're taking control of this mission effective immediately. Are you injured?
I'll live.
Good, because we need your help. What's your name, soldier?
Bond.
Oh, you're not SAS.
They're crewmen.
Not SAS.
Training. We'll have to make do. I need you to be our eyes and ears on site. Do you see a camp?
So he's not 007 just yet. Okay, nice.
No, but there's some light coming from the other side of the mountain.
That's it. Get there.
Okay. Options. Let's turn down the audio a bit. Master volume. Let's reduce it like this. Okay. Let me know if that is better. Okay.
Gotta find
007 for the modern audience is MI6.
Could be a way over there.
Oh no. Oh. No, don't look up. Don't look up. Move. Move, Bond.
Are you sure you're up for this? Adrenaline can mask even significant damage.
Better keep those levels up then.
Okay. Hold shift to sprint. Okay. Are we going up there? Where are we going? Over here. Okay.
What is it?
Just taking in the view.
Tell me what you see.
It looks like the hostiles are heading back to the camp.
Tell me about them.
They're an international group, speaking English but with accents, capable and well organized. Ex-military. Firearms are unfamiliar, I guess. Special issue.
That's good. Keep your eyes peeled.
Over there.
Tell me, why is MI6 getting involved here?
The retrieval camp has been compromised. How and by whom is what I need your help figuring out.
Yeah, but why MI6?
That's classified.
Classified.
Okay.
Classified
Who's running the
information.
retrieval mission then?
Also classified.
How can I help if I don't know what's going on?
By doing exactly what I tell you.
Yes, Mom.
Yes, Mom. Okay. Okay, lady. Where do we go? Oh, graphics look new. Look good.
Have you located the camp?
Not yet. I hope I'll see it when I clear the top.
Nasty little weather we're having here. Or as they say in England, it's Tuesday.
Retrieval mission. Of what exactly? Alien technology?
Not quite.
Gonna say, don't let it be aliens.
How long were you in the water for?
You're dodging the question.
And you're hypothermic. Get to the camp and find some warm clothes. I need you operational.
You and me both.
I need you operational. Yes, Mom. Oh, that's quite the landscape, isn't it? Okay. Jump. Up. There we go.
Fingers are the first to go.
What?
In the cold. First they hurt, then nothing.
Right.
Right. Drop down. Okay, next. Uh-oh. Fuck.
I see some perimeter markers.
Good. You're close to the camp.
Let's avoid them. Hi, Shardy. Welcome.
Fingers
Hello there.
and toes. Water certainly doesn't help.
Oh, I can't
You're in
cross
water
here.
again.
Better than getting spotted.
So... Okay, Tall grass.
Lick,
looking
lick,
like-
lick my balls! Yeah, say that all the time.
Oh, we got some people over there, so no. Where do I go? Can I get up here? I can't.
Think one thoughts. Just another day at the beach.
Can't get up there. Oh, crap. Okay. Guess we'll go here. Be careful of the dude that's ouch, okay.
Reach the entire camp and perimeter.
Enough to level this place.
Yeah. Huh. This one's armed.
They are all armed.
Thank you, MI6.
Saves us the trouble.
MI6 explosives. You're the ones running the retrieval mission.
Not officially.
And we set up a grid of high explosives covering the whole area.
It's a post-mission cleanup measure. Thermochemical sterilization. I didn't want you to get worried.
Thermochemical sterilization. What the fuck?
What's to worry about?
Virus, bacteria.
It's quite safe. What's not, however, is you still out in the cold.
Yes, I know.
Can I disable this thing? No. Okay. That's where I need to go. Oh, sorry. Somebody's at the door. Be right back. Right, little package for my son. Okay, let's go zoom continue. Keep an eye on these dudes.
There's a window here I could get through.
Ooh, warm coat. Nice.
That'll do.
Good news?
That'll do.
Parker.
Stigo se. Gde si bio do sada?
Pusti se. Stižem za sekund.
So he just casually speaks the language. Okay. Montenegro.
You speak Serbian?
Montenegrin. Picked up a few phrases while mountain climbing there.
A man of hidden talents. Now, let's figure out who these hostiles are.
Already on it. I found a receipt in the jacket. Berlin Cafe, November 17th. Paid in cash.
Interesting. Keep it coming.
Okay, so by doing all this, we're proving that we're made for secret agent stuff.
A briefcase. It's full of ashes.
One of ours. Self-ignites if open wrong.
Okay. Do we have something like a
Don't want to draw attention to myself.
like focus vision, or eagle vision, or whatever, like the 47 has? That's an exit, I guess. Yeah, okay. We're not going that way just yet. What's over here? There's a grid.
Someone's lying here. He's been shot.
Vitals?
Let's go check on him first. Oh, he's dead.
He's dead. Foster. One of yours?
Senior engineer. Keep going.
Should have been a crowbar. Not at this stage. Okay. Careful, don't call Agent 47 Eagle Vision. You want to get sued? Crow vision then. Oh, you get reflections. Hello there, handsome. Looking a bit worse for wear. Let's see, we've got a gun here. Maybe I need to...
Found one of their guns.
How's the frame rate for you guys? I
TSK
think it's a
Bion.
bit choppy.
Serial's gone.
Boltman, wrench, overflowing sink, yeah.
Also, it's biometrically locked.
Brilliant.
So I can't use it. Yeah, just put down a micro taser here, huh? Does he also have a tattoo on the back of his neck? No. Give me a second. Options. Graphics. Let's turn it down a bit because streaming and playing is a bit... texture quality. Is there a general setting? Main quality. High, okay. I'm gonna turn it down a bit. See if that works. Reflection quality. Because I'm streaming from the same PC I'm playing, so motion blur, turn that off. Wobble, grain, no thank you. Chromatic aberration, no thank you. Okay. That everything. This is the only thing we can do. Texture filter. Okay. Oh, feels a bit smoother. Okay, the mirror doesn't look as good as it should, but okay, we can live with that for the streaming. I can't pick up the gun, so yeah, that's useless. Anything else? Can't jump up there. Nothing here. Seen that, done that, okay. Let's get out.
Heading into the camp now.
Don't draw attention to yourself.
There's got to be more of them.
Whatever makes you tick.
Find anything?
Not looking too hard. If I need something, I'll just buy it.
Buy this.
I need something, I'll just buy it. Okay, so we can go in here.
Light your inscription. S. Popovich.
Good. Too common a name. Keep looking.
Okay.
Com device. Military grade layered encryption.
Hard to come by.
Oh, we're not gonna take it? Well, I guess that would be...
Patch. Red and white checkers.
In this context, could reference Croatia.
Okay. A letter.
Torn grid map here.
That's just a site explosives protocol from the MI6 handbook.
Okay. Rocket launcher, okay.
Rocket launcher. Serial 394 KLB-211.
The launcher is part of a US shipment stolen in Algiers 9 years ago.
That was fast.
Keep digging. We're not done.
Well, yeah, she got that really fast.
Keep searching for info on these people.
Yeah.
Need to learn more about them.
Keep your knickers on.
I barely brushed that thing. And
What
it's
you doing?
flying
They're blocking my way, so they're forcing me to go that way. Okay, let's see if I can find anything here. What's in here? Hello, sir.
Almost done here.
Not going that way.
Go find Marco. He needs help stripping bodies for gear.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I told you to move this thing.
Pop. What's in here?
Damn
Reverse.
thing. Where's Johan when you need him?
Wasn't up for it this time. Those 9 mil lost on the German job. And the cleanup, that was mess. Come on, let's check it out.
You've got to see this.
Man,
Some of them just mentioned a messy German job. 9 million lost.
Hang on. I know exactly who we're up against. A Balkan gang of thieves known as Arrowhead. Notorious for never leaving any witnesses.
Uh-oh.
Listen, I'm going to ask you to enter the big central tent.
Collectibles,
But
okay.
what you learn in there can never be mentioned to anyone. Understood?
Heading there now.
I'm serious, Bond. You haven't signed the Official Secrets Act. I need to hear you say that you accept and acknowledge its ramifications.
I accept and acknowledge.
See anything over here? Did they hide anything from me? Collectibles? No. Okay, you need to go there, but what's in here?
had you down both helicopters in less than a minute.
Sure, I know my stuff.
Never seen one go down.
Yeah?
So it's you.
In real life, no.
You are the problem, okay. Shovels. Another one of those thermo thingies. Well, if these things go up, this place will be one big fire pit, I guess. More over there. Wonder what's in the tent. Huh.
Entering now.
Little grey aliens.
Any bombs I should know of?
None you should know of. No.
None you should know of. That's avoiding the question.
So, lay it on me.
I can't. You're still on a need-to-know basis.
Figures.
Mission Protocol Grey Envelope forbids any override mention at this encryption level. Will not discuss any specifics.
Oh, so this is the dome. Okay.
Now, do you see the object?
I'm afraid that's classified.
Touche.
You're breaking up, lady.
What's that noise?
What?
Distortion. Oscillating. Oh. Now it's gone.
Okay, that's weird. Oh, see the entrance. We're whipping around a bit, but I'm looking for things to interact with.
I'm looking at the thing now. Or what's left of it.
I need you
Crashed
to look
satellite.
for the OBC unit inside.
OBC. And that is?
Right. Onboard computer. The size of a shoebox, probably suspended in some shock-absorbent webbing.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Down. Have a look around the tent for it.
On it.
Okay. But yeah, there's gotta be a satellite, right? Spy satellite, probably. Yeah. Oh. Nothing. Everything is wibbly wobbly. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
Whoa.
What is it?
That don't feel well.
Just keep looking.
Almost skipped the box. No. Over here, perhaps. This is radiation. This fucking thing nuclear.
Are you you sure it's completely sealed?
It's sealed.
Come on.
Someone's coming.
It's a
They're
sealed.
wearing hazmat suits. Should I worry?
Give me a sec.
We got what we came for. Let's get the hell out of here.
We get on the Zap and in 3 weeks, strike gold in Brazil.
Works for me. The others are preparing the final cleanup now.
Ever been to Brazil?
First time. What's it like?
Going to Brazil.
You mentioned sound distortion before.
Yeah.
I need you to do exactly as I say. Do you see the red door? Head for it. Right now.
What?
You need an antidote. You've been exposed to a nerve agent.
Nerve agent, okay. Toxins, that's great.
Red door, James. Just get through the red door. What's this?
Decontamination.
Oh, we're just taking off the jacket. Throw away your
A green box with a bright orange stripe. Probably tucked away somewhere.
box with the right one stripe. Did this? No.
Hurry.
Which one?
What?
There's two of them.
The orange one. Do not use the other one.
Can't see color.
Here goes nothing.
Both.
Hello there.
I hate man freeloader.
Bond? You
That
okay?
was
Might be pushing it. What next?
Have a little rest and then get to somewhere safe. You've done great. We'll have an extraction team pick you up in about an hour.
What about the
They still have that
box?
thing you're after and they're about to leave.
Yes, and we'll let them. Thanks to you, we've been able to deduce exactly who the buyer is, where they'll be meeting, and at what time. We'll intercept in a controlled environment with no risk to the asset. You just get out of the camp tight.
It
One of your crew's still alive. Hostiles have him. I don't fancy his chances. I'll follow. See what I can do.
You're in no state. They'll spot you and kill you. Remember who you're up against.
Serbians.
Don't worry about me.
I'm taking this one to the others. G9 or V4? Doesn't matter. They're all inside the blast. What's the point then? They're all going to die anyway.
They're all going to die.
They just shot him.
No witnesses.
Well, crap.
I think some of the others are still alive, but the hostiles plan to blow up the place.
You need to get out of the blast zone.
Oh, I need to save those people.
That is not your call. Stand down. That's an order.
No.
Listen carefully. You have less than 1% chance of success. Now stand
So we're telling me
down.
there is a chance.
I'll take those odds.
Bond.
Okay.
Okay, James. 2 containers. B4 or G9. Which one's first?
B4 or G9? Where's B4? And where's the G9? There's G9. Let's take G9 first. You cannot pick up items hide bodies, so be aware of their location when you do takedowns. Okay.
Okay, no time to hesitate. Those people need my help.
Okay. So this is G9. Okay. Well, my frame rate is a bit suffering again. Man. Give me a second. Graphics. Desync. Let's turn that off. Transfer function. That is the color correction. Resolution scaling. Let's do a bit of that for streaming, okay? Balanced.
Container G9. That's where I'll find the captives.
Okay.
Look at this. Guy was writing home to his wife. Miss you, tell Thomas and Martha.
Okay.
Daddy loves them.
Can I get this guy over here?
Sensible to check that.
Can I... Yoink! Give me our clothes. Oh, I can't. Biometrically locked. Oh, that's the gun. Okay, so he should be out of sight, okay.
Huh? Wonder what it is. Get ready.
Uh-oh. Is he gonna see him?
Potential casualty. Over there.
Go see if you can
I'm backing out now, James. Need to find
Shall
those
I
captives.
take him out too? Because he doesn't seem like he's in view of anybody. Take down. Okay. I'm still not happy with my frame rate, but yeah. G9, okay. Well, there's nobody here. So it's gonna be B4. Oh, over here. Locked. Get the keys. You've got the keys, okay.
There you are.
I'm gonna shut this down too. Close down as much of crap as I can. Oh.
Oh, thank God. Hey, listen. We don't have much time, and we need to get you out of here. What's the plan?
Can't we just sit tight and wait for the others to deal with the hostiles?
I'm all you've got.
Just one guy. We're so screwed.
Get a grip, Irv.
What about the others? We can't leave without them.
Others?
In B4, other side of the camp. They split us into groups. They were really rough. I hope they're okay.
Okay. You need to stay put while I free them. Then run east on my signal.
What kind of signal?
You'll know
when you see it.
Godspeed.
Okay. Get the container B4. Still can't get up here, I guess? No. Okay. Any way to get up there? I have to go around then. Okay.
Should be able to use that crevasse to avoid being spotted.
With crevasse. Okay. throwing big shadows around with those lights behind me isn't going to be best thing ever. Okay. Let's get to the other side first. There's a very small area prompt where I can... What is the prompt? Is it... Oh, E. Oh, it's over here. I thought that would be over here. That's not... Oh, can I get in the window here? Aha.
And what was the point? Nothing. We found it ourselves.
Thank God you're finally here.
Thank God you're finally here. Let's see, is there anything else I need to do? Ellen, please add details.
Cut the tie.
That would be a nice one.
Why don't you untie us?
No way, dog. Glass floor stays. I was hoping for an Ellen, please add details.
Cut the tie.
I already freed your friends. We don't have much time. The hostiles are planning to blow up the camp.
Oh god. Oh god, oh god.
They can't. That idiot was in charge of the detonator.
Still, these guys mean business. We need to go. Wait for my signal, then run east.
What's the signal?
Any ideas?
If you topple the central mast, we'll all hear it. It's barely standing in this storm. Snap one of the wires, and I bet that'll be enough. Here, the detonator. You better take it.
The detonator. Okay.
When it goes, you run east.
Towards the sunrise. Got it.
Okay.
Good
Oh.
luck.
That's convenient.
All right. Time to bring the house down. That should start things up a bit. There's the signal.
Escape the camp. Okay. Oh no you don't. Ow. Quick time events. Seriously? Was that a choice? Did I really have to shoot? Or was it, could I have knocked them out? This game has some elements with Hitman. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Hey, come on! Come on! What are you doing? Come on!
Run! Run, 47, run! Pull the detonator.
Watch out! Shit!
Right. Guess we're not going that way.
Follow me this way. There's a way out.
Sunrise. Gonna blow the can. James Bond team kicking in.
Stop! I've got the detonator! Hold your fire!
What is this now? You wanna blow us up?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, thinking about it.
And destroy the assets? MI6 would never.
Watch me. Yeah, we have the graphics and the song, the song. Nice. Hey, Trey. Welcome. Just did the intro mission.
Hello there.
Of course, we have the ladies. Oh, you saw. Okay, you were lurking. Nice. I like that they did do the typical James Bond intro graphic movie song thing. Hey Jade, yeah, wicked intro. Is dit gonna hit a content match on when I upload the stream to YouTube? Song. Ooh.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
You sound familiar.
Today's not about me. It's about you and the incident last month.
Incident.
Come on.
Isn't she a bit young to be
Your
playing
business pass,
M?
Mr. Bond.
At least I'm assuming she's M.
Thanks.
Okay.
Gotta say, you're healing fast.
That's MI6 handler. Okay. So she's not a M.
Anyhow, we're going upstairs. All the way to the big brass. It's quite the stir you made.
She's taking me upstairs, guys.
Yeah, or go big and disappear.
So I'm in trouble.
Did I say that? I wouldn't have. That's confidential.
It's a weird way to put up the map. Interesting. Oh. Over here. Why does everyone think that's M? Where does the bug boss ever come down to the bit? Yeah, that's true.
I have no idea what
You're correct.
talking about.
Alright, if that's how you want it.
And of course, they would never be talking directly to an operative in the field, usually. So.
Infuriatingly secretive.
But yeah, I don't know what liberties they're taking in the game, of course. So.
I'll be right down.
Moneypenny. Yeah.
So your name is Moneypenny.
Ah.
Does that come with a first name too?
Now let's not get carried away, James.
Or at least tell me who I'm meeting.
You're here to see M.
M.
Mm.
Right.
M
You're really
from
enjoying this, aren't you?
And you're not?
Not particularly, no.
Miss Ponsonby, James Bond here to see M.
Thank you, Moneypenny. Take a seat. M will be ready shortly.
M will be ready shortly. Okay. Well, this is as British as it gets. Who's M?
No, I didn't get any meeting details for today. This M character, is he in prosecution somehow?
She, and no.
Look at the dress and remember it. Okay. She has a plaid dress on.
Disciplinary board?
She handles some of that too, yes.
Right.
Can't. Okay.
M. Is that a code name?
Would be an odd surname, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Oh, let me guess then. Master... Monster?
You're very talkative, aren't you? I do enjoy a quiet office. Perhaps we can limit the small talk? I'm sure M will be with you shortly.
Yes, of course.
Send him in.
Right away. M will see you now.
Okay. Better be Miss Judi Dench there.
Take a seat.
Oh, it's not. Ah, that's a shame.
So, Iceland. Air crewmen in training accidentally stumbling upon an MI6 operation of the utmost importance. Initially willing to assist, but then you hang up on us. Go against direct orders, and ultimately blow up the invaluable asset we were there to retrieve.
I wasn't aware I was under MI6 command, and I just chose not to take your advice. Mom.
Right, yes. Headstrong, kicked out of several conflicts, thrill-seeking, several disciplinary... here. Issues with authority.
I believe it's more a case of authority having issues with me. Look, I know where this is going. You can spare me the velvet gloves. Do you mind telling me why I'm here?
I would like you to join His Majesty's Secret Service. I want to make you a spy.
His Majesty's?
You what?
I want you to join my training program. Though, I have to warn you, it's unlikely you'll pass the tests. Should you make it, I have to inform you that agents have a very short life expectancy. Normal social life is near impossible. And if you do get caught, we will deny ever having heard of you. How does that sound?
What's the downside?
Money's terrible.
When do I start?
Now, Moneypenny's waiting for you outside. She'll run through the details. Yeah, put him through. You're dismissed. Yeah.
Ponsonby? Turns out this M character is now my boss.
You might want to keep that secret, young man.
Okay. So what's so special about her dress then? Let's see. It's just a normal...
Now where's Moneypenny?
Okay. F to open instead of E.
You're
Okay.
joining?
Oh, over there.
Makes the walk down a lot less awkward.
You're in the program too.
Just got assigned. I'll be the girl in the chair. Quite excited about it.
The
I've been
girl in
reading
your
up on
ear.
the Double O's, and I think the program deserves a reboot.
Oh, so it's a new thing then.
Well,
Normally,
the
Manny
recruits
Petty
have
would
been
be the
out for 6
secretary,
months.
so but
So
she's
you have some
of
catching
course
up to
still
do.
news herself, so we're still early in the career. Every time, new day, you meet her, she'll have a different dress. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Better get you up to speed. As I said, basic training and initial elimination rounds already concluded. Only 6 recruits qualified for advanced training, and so far, all of them have excelled. Final exams are in 6 months, and you'll have to ace all of them to qualify for field duty. That's assuming that Greenway lets you stay on for that long.
Greenway?
Training instructor. Missions above people and orders above principle sort of guy. Judging from your profile, I'm sure you'll get along splendidly. Anyway, I'm sending you to the MI6 training facility in Malta, where you'll be joining the other recruits. Your flight's waiting for you, so you better get a move on. Break a leg, James.
Well, I'd rather not. Yeah, that's my ride.
John Greenway. Yes. And you're late.
How's that my fault? I just came on the plane, dude. I didn't steer the plane, I was just a passenger. In the club mission you will get into early, everyone will have different clothes, no recycling outfits like a lot of companies do. Oh, nice. That was very cool. I unlocked a few outfits myself already.
Scenic. You're not here for sightseeing. In fact, you shouldn't be here at all. The sooner you realize that, the better for both of us.
No sightseeing. Got it. About
Kind of
being
reminds
here,
me of a Sniper Elite
you'll
mission.
have to take that up with them.
This
Already tried.
fortress.
She insists we give you a chance.
And I'll take it.
Yes, until you get bored
Including
or the
radio
work's
tower.
too hard. I read your file. To do this, you need skill, discipline, and above all, dedication. Dumb luck will only get you so far.
Glad we got that covered, sir.
On Anywhere Arena you can get an outfit too. Okay. I got the TikTok skin for the
I like what you've done with the place.
for the
Adaptive
phone,
reuse
and
without
I've got
compromising
the
historical
other
heritage.
outfits I get from
Bit of a splurge on the
Switch,
defense budget.
and
We
something
live
for
up to
pre-order.
or surpass all requirements for an intelligence service.
Guess that's why I'm here. SAS is here too.
You really have a knack for stating the obvious.
I'm just surprised. I didn't know they trained in Malta.
I expect the list of things you don't know is quite extensive. Come on, this way.
The Needle's Eye. Okay. Oh, it's the same running speed as Agent 47. The casual
Really,
jog.
My fault.
Oh.
Everyone! Meet our new star air crewman Bond. So capable he could skip basic training. He'll now demonstrate his superior close combat skills. Monroe, will you do the honors?
Love to, sir.
Ah. Okay, combat tutorial.
Okay. Show me what you got.
Who is this guy? Why doesn't he fight? Why you got this?
Okay, how do I block?
Wake up, Mr. Ackerman. Elimination round's done already.
Okay.
So, perhaps some basic training might still be needed. Cressida, Monroe is top of the class. I task you with bringing him up to speed.
But sir,
He gets 2 weeks to pass basics.
we still have to study for social engineering.
Well, consider it a challenge, Cressida. You like those. You know what? I'll up this 1 notch. If he fails, I take 2 credits from both of you.
Can't be serious. You know, I do love a challenge.
Respectfully, sir. I think we'd be wasting our time.
Yeah, you'll see about that. Wasting it. No idea how many keys they still have. I can't see that anymore as I already claimed it. Oh, okay. You DM me the link. Okay, thank you. We'll check that out after stream.
So yesterday was fun.
Listen, I don't know who the hell is playing favors for you. Obviously someone up high, but you won't get any from me. Better candidates were cut, and as far as I'm concerned, you should only be here if you've earned it.
Well, you and Greenway both.
Okay. What are we gonna do? Obstacle course? Nice.
Boys? Cressida's our top driver. She'll take you through the drill.
Learn from the best, as they say.
And you better learn fast.
Mess with the best, die like the rest.
06 TBS, a classic. Seen some real life action too back in her day. Still a gorgeous drive.
I bet.
Go on then, get in. Do a lap around the island and get a feel for her.
Nice.
Fast as you please. No speed limits here.
Let's do this.
I'll come along, show you the course and give you a few pointers.
Be right back. Gotta go to the store. Okay. Well, thank you for hanging out. You'll need to get 5 points first, though. Clicking the links.
Go,
Oh, okay. One of those things. Okay.
If you want to prove Monroe wrong, you need to up the game. Slow down for the corners.
Oh.
What a great set of wheels.
Nice traction there. Use the handbrake for sharp turns.
Dancing through.
Man,
That's better.
using mouse and keyboard to steer this is
Watch it. I love this car.
a bit of a
Solid for a first run.
Not too shabby. Next time, let's see you go fast, please.
okay.
Go! Get to the flag as fast as you can.
2 weeks. Tick-tock, Edward. Come on.
Trying to get a move on. Well, that didn't take too long.
Hang about! Look out! Busted bug guy!
Hi, Penny. Welcome. Happy Friday. Are you smug?
Don't let him punch you. You need to step up on.
What?
Decent, but don't not even try either. Now, add an attack to that Christ.
Got him.
Give me me 100.
I think I did it in 31 or 32 in my first one on the gun. Nice.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, with the controller it would be much easier, but
Get to the flag. You know the drill.
where's the flag?
For the love of God, isn't that enough misery for one night?
Where the fuck is the flag? Oh, over here.
Well done.
Oh, you really be right back? Okay, run. I'm on Steam, but I use an Xbox controller. Yeah, I'm on Steam too, but I'm not using the controller.
Charge him! Come on!
Maybe I'll switch for the driving section. I could switch.
Top that. Hit 3 targets. Just look.
Something like that.
To be my best, you need to be confident, bold, and take chances.
I could grease whip it that. Steering a bit woolly.
Crap.
Oh, that's a nice curve. Try not to hit things.
You cleared that.
What a great set of wheels.
$98.
99 and 100.
$99.
Targets along the way. Perfect shots.
Where do I go? Do I go here?
Out of ammo.
Hold on. You two, get in the ring.
Okay, let's do this.
Uh-oh.
Really, Monroe?
Hold. Okay, I'm holding. There we go. Nice.
Give it everything you've got.
Everything he's got isn't close to enough. On. Shoot. Surrounded. Deal with it.
Watch out! Now! I'm hurt!
Do you want the SAS? Get this.
There we go. The aiming, if you once you take the gun, is very slow.
Where?
Bond, you didn't.
Know what to do. I didn't want to be rude. Okay. Air crew, you're up. If you're serious about earning your place, let's go.
Monroe, any dating horror stories you care to share? You look like a man who's had a few.
You think this is a joke?
Monroe.
Take it easy, mate.
Take it easy, mate. When confronted, press
Well, I thought you knew. I don't have to earn this. I can just get by on blind luck, right?
Who needs luck when you've got the old boy network on your side?
What do you say, mate? Call it a day?
Okay. No more cake.
Pub rules it is.
Come on. Everybody's dinner, man. Boink.
If you had half a clue, you might actually be dangerous. How did you even get here?
Mummy and Daddy pull some strings.
Behind the shooting gallery. They're going all over the place. We're making a mess. Things got messy. Yield! I feel like the combat has to be easier on controller as well. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll switch over to controller. Let's see if that works. I have my Xbox controller. That's guys for you.
Can't help yourself, can you? I, for one, won't be sorry when you're gone.
Sir, this is on me. I decided to take the sparring outside of the ring. Things might have gotten slightly out of hand.
Don't take the blame for him, Monroe.
Honestly, sir, he's cleared his close combat requirements. I just really wanted to test him. See what he's got. If that was out of line, I apologize.
I expected better from you. And Monroe, if you want this mess, clean it up. Alone.
Okay, so we're now buddy.
Basic training, congratulations. However, there is also the matter of your performance review. Bond is immature and reckless, guided by his gut feelings and mistaken ideas of loyalty. He's a bad influence on the other recruits who inexplicably fall victim to his charm. Greenway recommends that I cut you from the program.
Not exactly a surprise. It's been a pleasure, Mom.
Mom.
I want to show you something. Come.
Neat trick.
Yes, I rather enjoy it myself.
What's down there?
You'll see, but first let me give you some context. I've been heading MI6 for 14 months now. Tell me,
Ooh, all of
how
14
many
months.
terror attacks have we had on British soil in that period?
As far as I know, none.
Dead agents, blown covers?
I wouldn't know, Mom.
Also none. How about the number of prevented or secretly resolved conflicts? Countless.
She is a bit full of herself. B4,
This way.
there's that again. Just like the shipping container. Well,
I need to check
I'm guessing this will fill out.
There's no need.
Mom.
Been to the dentist at a sedative, time for a nap will lurk. Okay, have a good nap, Penny.
Never before the precision.
Hopefully,
Intel
won't be hurting when the
such high
sedative goes away.
Unprecedented and unrivaled by anyone else in the intelligence community.
This is the reason for our success. Meet Thea, the world's first and only second-generation quantum computer.
I thought those things were theoretical at best.
That's what we want you to think. Thea synthesizes millions of data streams instantaneously to make statistical deductions on
That's
matters
why they
of
were so
national
fast
security.
on
The
the
system's
serial
all but
number.
wiped the floor with GCHQ. Since its activation, we've saved more lives, thwarted more attacks, lost fewer people. That was Thea.
Kind of looks
in
like a rocket
Iceland,
motor.
in case you were wondering, guiding you every step of the way.
And yet it was wrong.
Thea gave you a less than 1% chance of success. You simply beat the odds.
I didn't realize those were actual odds.
Still, you proved an important point of mine. You see, I strongly believe that there is still a need for such human flourishes as heart and intuition in modern spycraft. In fact, that's the very reason I'm bringing back the Double O's.
Oh, I heard you were cleared for advanced training?
I am?
You did an impossible thing. I would like you to do it again.
And if I can't?
Well, then I don't have much use for you, do I? Now get the hell out of my Faraday cage.
Come on. I'll take you to Q-Lab.
Q-Lab. Give me a second, guys. I need to move the shutters a bit because this, the sun is on the other side. Light in here. Okay. Let's go down to Q-Lab.
So, what's in Q-Lab?
Apart from Q, I wouldn't really know where to begin. You'll see.
You really should work on that infuriatingly secretive side of yours.
Oh. You don't think that I'm hitting all of the marks? Well, how about this? I'm sure there'll be a surprise or two for you in there.
Bit over the top, perhaps.
You just wait and see.
Ba-da, ba-da. A bike with a flamethrower in the end.
Q's waiting for you. Oh, and Dr.
Shooting
Tan
range,
asked
wearables.
as well. Look for a sign that says Taksim.
It's just a phone box. Meet and greet. Hi.
Oh, Recruit Bond, if I'm not mistaken. Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for my jaw. I think I dropped it somewhere.
Happens all the time. Welcome to Q Branch.
What exactly is Q Branch?
MI6's internal R&D division. We design customized field equipment for that extra edge.
I'm not getting a cyanide tooth, if that's what you mean.
Cold War myth. We prefer to keep you alive.
Then we're on the same page.
Nice. Q who?
Who is this Q person?
He's the head of branch. Dapper-looking chap, but don't let appearances fool you. The man's mind is as sharp as the crease in his trousers.
That should narrow the list. Where might I find Q?
Down past the central platform.
Cheers.
Okay, so he's past that. Then who is Selena? Well, I see a lady
That
over
drone
here.
gave our new recruit a free haircut.
Careful, mind the
Keep your
cable.
test flights tighter.
Do I talk to you? No.
No more free haircuts.
Yeah.
You're James, aren't you?
Yes.
Go on. Soak it up.
Hello. Any of you Selena? No? Selena 10. Okay, that sounds
Still a few kinks to iron out.
Asian,
The
so
smoke
maybe look
reached
for
too
an
early
Asian
this
lady?
time.
Probably the proximity sensors need recalibrating.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Here to see Q.
Run diagnostics.
He's around somewhere.
I think that's Q. I don't want to talk to you yet. What about you? Hello.
Didn't see you.
Oh.
Unintentional. Just coming through.
Tech Magazine, the latest issue of Crux Magazine, featuring a cover story on Sir Nicholas Webb, CEO of Webb Industries, the UK's most prominent tech company. Okay, is he gonna be the bad guy? The Mr. V with the golden touch. Oh, it's just not a golden gun, right? But that's not, guess that's not her. How about you?
Should I position the flame
Hello.
pan next to the exhaust pipe or beneath it?
Explosive teddy bear?
Not now, please. I'm in the flow.
You're in the flow, okay.
You could be paid for this.
Hello, people.
Ready?
Hit me.
Bloody hell. It's like stepping in front of a jet engine.
Go again?
Give me a moment. My bowels are adjusting.
My bowels are adjusting. Somehow, it didn't affect me. Hello? Hello? Any of you, Selena?
We need to increase the payload. We want an oil slick, not a trail.
The payload size is fine. It's thrust and velocity that's the problem. Let me
Thrust
try
and velocity,
tweak the
uh-huh.
parameters.
Give it a shot.
Target
Whoa.
down. No two ways about it.
Tremendous design. Barely any recoil. What's next?
We need to talk downscaling. Q has a... Oh, no you don't.
Yeah. Hands off, Bond.
Sorry, my hand slipped.
Okay. Let's see, the lady, that wasn't her. Oh.
What is that?
That is an impetus cube. Its design is evocative but ambiguous. Its purpose, elusive. Few people can resist the urge to pick it up. Of course, when they do, zap.
Curiosity killed the trespasser.
Stunned. We're not barbarians. But they will need a change of trousers.
Lovely.
Don't tell me this isn't the companion cube from Portal. Okay. Let's see. There's ordnance. Yeah. What's over here?
Have you been down to deep storage? Oh, I tell you, some of this Cold War stuff is ingenious for its time. I found this 60s era diesel-powered jetpack. Complete death trap, of course. I wouldn't strap it on to save my life. But still.
Well, yeah. Full marks for trying.
Workshop notice. Okay. Now this is for an internal workshop on immersive VR, hosted by Dr. Selena Tan, host of TechSim. Okay. TechSim.
Guess what else I found in deep storage?
Oh yeah, that's the sign I needed to
Tiny
look for.
one-person
TechSim.
submarine camouflage.
Everyone knows about the exploding cigar, but my personal favorite has got to be the exploding conch.
Well, that. Or the one where they supposedly tried to make his hair and beard fall off, so he'd lose the respect of his men.
Honestly, how the cousins managed to stay ahead of us for so long is beyond me.
Manifest destiny.
Must be.
I like that they included these little conversations because yeah, that's what we had in Hitman, of course. Let's see. Okay. I think stress testing. Oh, that's open. What are they stress testing? People? A whole lab there I can access apparently. At least I think so. Hello? Can I get in? No.
James Bond.
Selena.
I've been monitoring you quite closely.
The last time someone told me that, I had to leave the country in some haste.
Oh, which country?
Which time?
Dr. Selena Tan. I'm in charge of tactical simulations. My department specializes in performance management and skill development. I've been working with Thea on a prototype based on the Iceland incident. Once the system is operational, I'd very much like you to have a go.
Oh, I'm not sure. Ever been one for nostalgia?
You're intrigued, admit it. Come and see me after training. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Okay. What else do we have over here?
This is more than a lamp, correct? It's...
Oh, that's not good! Oh, no way!
Oh, hello. Go me on here then.
Recruit Bond, if I'm not mistaken. I hear you like to blow things up.
I have just
What can I
created
do for you?
the puff of smoke.
Something tells me this place does not feature on the security budget.
Correct. We have a sister agency under the Defense Ministry responsible for the development of emerging technologies for use by the military. Their funding budget is effectively limitless. As far as most of Whitehall is concerned, that's where our expenses go. Which is the way we like it.
Looks like you're just setting up shop. New office?
New era. The Double O's got decommissioned more than a decade ago, and Q Branch along with it. A lot of what you see just came out of deep storage.
Getting the band back together. You must be excited.
I've designed batteries at a smartphone manufacturer for the past 6 years. You don't know the half of it.
Okay. Interesting. Huh.
Can't talk right now, busy.
Yeah. There was a shooting range around here. What was this
Have the
then?
rest of the targets arrived?
Oh, shooting range.
Stuck
yeah.
in customs. Customs? Don't they know we're MI6?
We're not MI.
Open for business?
Just about, Recruit Bond. Still waiting on deliveries that should have been here weeks ago, but we're more or less up and running.
Sounds good. Might give it a try.
We're not MI6. We're Universal Exports.
Universal Exports, of course, yes.
didn't get the memo.
That's always his cover. Oh, you can't go in the shooting range just yet? Okay. Let's go talk to Q. I think I've explored as far as I can right now. Oh. Hey, look at this.
What is this?
DJI Phantom. Oh, he's over there. Hello, sir. This is not an ordinary pen.
James Bond. Stand still.
I'm looking for someone called Q.
And you found him. Right, step through here, please. Now, look into these. Hold still, eyes open.
What was that?
It's your lenses. They need a little time to calibrate, so you won't see anything just yet. Ah, interesting. Right, follow me. I have something for you.
Did you just spit the lenses in his eye or something? What the hell? Oh,
Pick
Omega.
I already have a watch.
Oh, you do? May I see it?
Yoink. He's gonna toss it, right? I knew that.
Now you get a new one.
That's an Omega. It's a nice watch.
Now choose one.
What's the difference?
This one's maroon. That's navy.
Amber grey, amber
burgundy, winter grey.
burgundy veil, navy blue, dawn grey, or winter grey. I wish I could see a close-up. Just I want to see what they look like. So green is good. Navy blue is always nice. Dawn gray.
Ah, I wouldn't have predicted that, but I suppose it suits you. You're the first recruit to receive one. Give it a moment to calibrate. Switch on the Q lens overlay.
Oh, that's my.
Now, use the watch to turn off the 2 lamps on the table in front of you.
Gary, watch out.
That's it. Good job. It has
Nice.
a variable active range and a 360 reach angle. To be honest, we haven't tested it to its limit yet. Why don't you give it a try?
Could add that column in your notes.
I like it. Don't change a thing.
Oops, it must still be set to my profile. Well done, though. Let me reset your watch to field mode. If it runs out of power mid-mission,
Okay, so
recharge it from
now we're not
whatever
gonna give you the
electrical
full set. We're
device
gonna give you a
such
tiny
as
bit.
the battery on the bench there. Montgomery, we need a cleanup over here.
Right away.
Oh, so this basically effectively finding batteries like torches in a horror game.
Q.
What's on your mind?
Tell me about him.
Tell me about M.
Career diplomat with postings in Jordan, Iran, Iraq, and Indonesia. No one's top pick, but an easy compromise. Uncontroversial, non-partisan, dependable. Someone who wouldn't rock the boat. I dare say a few MPs choked on their biscuits when she relaunched the Long Shutter 00 program on her first day of office.
Why'd she do it?
M puts a lot of faith in people. AI is all well and good, but in her experience, information isn't knowledge, and knowledge isn't insight.
Torture the data, and it will confess to anything.
Precisely.
Who created Tia? You?
M just showed me the lady of the house. One of yours?
Oh, no. Computers are not my field, quantum or otherwise. Thea was developed by Web Industries.
The AI company?
Only recently. They're one of the UK's oldest defence contractors. Their partnership with the government goes back more than a century.
You don't sound overly enthusiastic.
Well, I make field gadgets, not office supplies.
Right. Who needs an explosive pen when all the agents are snug behind the desk?
Indeed.
Explosive pens. Tell me about Moneypenny.
Moneypenny. What's her story?
Grew up in Hammersmith, studied computer science at Imperial College London. She turned down an illustrious career in the private tech industry to instead join SO15 as an intelligence officer. She was tapped for MI6 after she exposed a domestic terrorist cell. Incidentally, I believe she's the one who recommended you for the program.
Here, I thought we were friends.
The asset in Iceland. I think it's about time someone levels with me.
The asset, as you put it, was a foreign spy satellite. One
See?
node in a sophisticated cloud-based data network. Obtaining it would have provided us a unique backdoor deep into a rival's intelligence apparatus.
Right, and I'm sure it crashed entirely by accident.
No, it truly did. Guidance chip malfunction. Its owners believe it burned up during re-entry, but Thea pieced together the facts from a number of disparate data points. A Siberian social media post, a Norwegian weather satellite. Quite remarkable, really.
How did Arrowhead find out?
We found spyware on a member of the extraction team's phone. These modern criminals target hundreds of state employees, shotgun approach. Then they sit back and they wait for a boon.
Oh, okay.
You picked one hell of a time to become a secret agent.
Well, better not keep Moneypenny waiting. Good to meet you, Q.
Likewise.
Okay, so we have that for us. Well, let's go say hi to Moneypenny. Oh, what's this then? I'll just leave you guys with the mess. Have fun with that. Oh, pick up. Full battery, okay. Ah, so you can pick up if the batteries are that abundant everywhere.
You all
That
sorted?
should be good.
Yes.
If you're ready to leave, I'll brief you on advanced training. Your keys.
For?
Your digs. MI6 is setting you up in safe houses for the next 6 months. You're with Cressida and Monroe.
So we're not going back to Malta?
I show you this and you want to go back to bunk beds. The kill for a place like that.
Hmm.
But yes, you'll be going back and forth between MI6 and Malta for advanced training. And when in London, you'll just have to slum it in Bayswater.
You'll just have to slum it in Bayswater.
Stephen Bright.
Foreign Secretary Bright. Bond.
I was just dropping off a few boxes for Cressida. I hope we'll meet again.
Hey, Bond. Welcome home.
Hey, guys. Hey, Bond.
Kitchen.
Gotta check this place out. Rooms are in the back. We left you the worst one. Enter the hall to the left.
The street brawler. Make yourself at home. Okay, glasses. We got a dining table. Got me some batteries here, but I'm full. What do we have here? The living room.
This
Nice.
corner's just perfect for my training gear. Now go. Get settled. The room's down the hall on the left.
Got a nice view. What's this? Photo of Monroe with his grandfather, legendary SES officer. Okay. Oh, he's a military career man. What do we have here? Batteries, globe. Okay. What do we have here? How's
Cress.
this?
Foreign Secretary Bright is your dad. I just met him at the door.
Yes. Didn't you know?
No, I didn't.
When did you get here?
About 40 minutes ago.
You're already plastering the walls with study plans.
We have a lot of work ahead of us, but not a lot of time.
Notes and a mess. In 40 minutes. I'm impressed.
Shut it. You're starting to sound like Monroe.
What have you got for me?
The key to your room. Obviously, the best room's already taken, but the second best one's still free.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How Monroe makes decisions is a mystery to me. The key's on my desk.
Why do you think this room is the best one?
Facing east, releasing endorphins in the morning. Cold in the evening and not facing the streets. The bathroom is right next door. Of course, the pipes and the drains are facing this way, but that's a small concern compared to the upsides.
You really considered all that?
Who wouldn't? Besides, I really like the color.
Okay, give me the keys.
Boxing glove.
It's for you. Practically had your name on it.
That meant to be a jab.
A jab. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the room. James. Okay.
This is me then.
All empty.
Yeah, this does beat the bunk beds.
Ugh, Monroe. Are you hacking my laptop again? Stop it.
Oh, we've got a cup chair over here. Computer desk. Monroe. Is this then a game console? Okay. Momendi. Okay, doesn't look familiar. Guess they avoided
Trying to read my messages, you creep.
looking like anything existing.
Wants to see you again.
Ugh, please.
That's true.
I mean it. Stop it. You're going to break it. Find something else to hack, please.
All right, all right. Aha.
Boys, someone needs to unpack the kitchen. What's for dinner?
Leave it. Let's head out and celebrate.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Drinking games. I thought we were here to train.
Alcohol tolerance, my fellow recruit. Diligent training required.
I already looked at that one. Alcohol training, okay.
Well, they left us a drinks trolley.
Fully stocked. I checked.
Won't hear me
Nice.
complaining.
Gotta love this watch. It's great, right?
Not bad at all.
Powerful thing, this watch.
Basic
Come on.
training report.
Wanna try it again?
Cressida's
Take this
top of
card.
the list. Okay.
Look at it for 10 seconds and try to memorize as much as possible.
My 6 flashcards.
10, 9,
Gun bullets.
7,
Cold.
6, 5, 4,
Diamond pen.
3, 2, 1. Time's up. Now, tell me what the symbols were in the bottom corners.
In the bottom corners. Okay. Pen and shoe.
Pen and shoe.
Sorry, mate. That's incorrect. Could charm the birds off the trees, but forgets to put the kettle on.
Okay, I thought I needed to remember what symbols there were, not what their exact place was.
Persuasion protocol. Human factors, trust and manipulation. Mind games and digital doors. See, you're an avid reader, Monroe.
Not mine, mate.
Okay. Kitchen needs to be unpacked, I guess.
Good. Let's settle this once and for all. That poster should not go on our wall.
This is now our home. And our home.
Now you're here, you can help us settle something. I'll just get Monroe. Hey, Monroe. Mind coming to the kitchen?
He was already here.
Bond, you'll be the judge. What do you say? This grotesque pastiche of hypermasculine tropes, or this piece masterfully commanding negative space with a quiet intensity?
In other words, the cool picture or the boring one?
I'll go with the abstract. I'd like the abstract one.
Painting. Do love a good negative space.
2 against 1, Monroe. Last thing you want in the morning is that nausea-inducing poster attacking your senses.
I'll put it up in your bedroom. Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay. Oh, she yoinked back to her position.
You didn't care to tell me your dad's the foreign secretary.
Actually, no. People tend to act awkward around me when I do. I much prefer to be just Cressida.
Oh, there's nothing just about being Cressida.
Nice one, Bond. Work on your subtlety, and I'm sure you'll pass social engineering with flying colors.
Okay. Exit to the mission.
Go
then.
eat.
Thank God I'm starving. Heard there's a decent Indian just around the corner. There's just enough time before we head back to Malta. Monroe?
Training again.
Always do the unexpected. It's the first rule of spycraft. Task is simple. Go in and get the flag. No lethal force is allowed unless the opponent has intent to kill. This may not be real guns, but we still play by those rules. Is that understood? Bond, your first Cressida Monroe will be your radio support. Try not to embarrass yourself.
Earpieces in, boys. What's our strategy?
We just have to wing it, won't we?
Greenway emphasized our code of conduct. So this exercise must be about testing how good we are with the new equipment from QLab. Natural thinking and all that?
With that watch, you'll run circles around those grunts.
In position.
Good luck. What are you waiting for?
Gate to open.
Must be part of the test. Use your watch, Bond.
Okay, so how do I... Oh, so I crouch. Okay.
Entering now. Here we go.
This is it, Bond. Get that flag.
Remember your training, mate. You got this.
You've got your Q lens.
use it.
Good thinking staying low.
They won't stand a chance. What?
Watch it.
What was that?
That's it, hey. Silent but vital.
Just passing through.
Remember our code of conduct. Don't shoot until absolutely
Can I
necessary.
turn this thing off? No. Uh-oh. He's gonna find the dude, I
Left
guess.
route. My choice exactly. Never give in.
Hold on.
Never heard you coming.
I can't turn this thing off.
I know.
Let me see. What's that?
Is the entire map coming for this thing or what? Okay. Where does this go? I need to get up there, so... No pebbles to throw?
Eyes open.
Oh. Okay, so I can drop that with that. Okay. If I turn this on. Do I want to be here? Go another way.
Hope this kind of thing isn't all we'll be doing during training.
Nice. Not a sound.
Situation contained. Ooh. Let's see. I need to get up there. What am I hearing?
6 months of this? Yes, please.
If I get up there, I don't know if. Fuck.
We need backup
That's
now.
it, mate.
Sir, calling it.
Dealing with the maniac here. Hey, the work is the work. Go through it.
Move into lethal force.
Contained. Okay. Shame they saw me through the window, but yeah.
What's that?
What's what?
Never heard you coming.
Let me out.
Fuck. Man, the I don't know what the controls are for the other things. Of course, it was on the so I don't know which is grab. Is it Y? Do I start all over again, or do I have a checkpoint? If I have to start all over again, I don't think I'll turn on the radio because it lured in like 3 people. Okay, so
Entering now. Here we go.
This is it, Bond. Get that flag.
Remember your training, mate. You got this.
Don't forget your Q lens, Bond.
Stick to the playbook.
Good thinking, staying low.
Right, let's do this.
Can't wait for my run. I'll show those wankers. Left through. My choice exactly. Nice. Not a sound.
What?
oh, he noticed something.
Just there. Go in and take a look.
They are seeing him. Oh fuck. And he's looking right at them.
What happened to you? He's knocked out. Let's start a search. Something's up. Starting a search. Nothing out of place here. Let me take a look here.
But taking him out here wasn't the best option.
You're doing great.
Can I kick him off?
Can't move the damn plants.
So maybe go up here instead of going around.
Can't move the damn plants. Looks good here. Moving on.
Okay.
Can't move the damn plants.
I was thinking of you when the first trailer was released since you streamed it, man. Yeah. Hey, Azer. Welcome back. Okay, so think I can get up here, right? Oh, I can't. Okay. I wish I had something like to throw into the corner.
Get out of sight, Bond.
Any way to... Oh, that's...
Eyes on the prize, mate.
This search isn't over. Moving to the next location.
That falls down. Yeah, I don't think this is the best way to go here. Because we've got these two jokers to deal with. And if I turn this on...
Wonder what that is.
What's that?
You'll see him. Hopefully I can get him from here.
If you don't move, they'll clock you.
Mate, what happened?
It doesn't matter because I'm gonna go around.
Hey, if it works, it works. Go for it, Bond.
Okay.
I know exactly how I'm going to play this on my run.
Let's see. Okay, he's not coming up, so that's good. Yeah, I need to get up there. Okay, so I've got this asshole to deal with. What's this then? Ooh. Got people up there. So...
Brutal.
Okay, he's coming in.
They can see you.
I need to work them. You're in for a right kick in your toss.
Oh! There are so many ways to do that course.
Okay. Gotta be careful of that dude over there. Let's get out the window here, or maybe get up here. Oh, I would have thought I could get up here. They're blocking me. Unstable structure. Okay. And now I'm here. And if I take him down there... There's no radio here. Okay. If I take him down, he will see that.
Putting on a good show, Bond.
I was hoping I could get up here. Can I like fold up here? No. That's a bit of a shame.
You made it to the tower. Now get to its top.
Huh?
They're about to see you, Bond.
Let's settle.
Problem probably is if I go out on the outside, they'll see me.
Keep at it.
Well, it's the only way up, isn't it? Okay. Let's hope they don't see me if I climb this, because they're looking right at me over there. Oh, they're the observers. I thought that was other personnel.
Too easy.
Okay. Long time to see us, James. I'm liking it so far, but I'm still in the training area, basically. I did. You did an introductory mission where you weren't part of the 00 program yet. We're now doing the advanced training. So we're getting there. I still need to do a real mission, that is, because the first thing we did was crash into the sea and get out of there.
Establishing a baseline is the first thing they'll want to do. Answer truthfully. What's your name?
James Bond.
How old are you?
26.
That's our baseline. Now watch this. You don't like me, do you?
I don't mind you. Much.
Clear Spike. Now if you can muster the courage...
The giveaways today? No, sorry, I don't have any stuff to give away for this.
As long as it doesn't jeopardize
The
your
only
mission
drop they
objective
have for this
or
game is
sensitive Let's try again.
an icon you
Do
can get
think
for your
telling me you don't like me will affect my
not for
ability
Hitman, no,
to
I
judge
don't.
you objectively?
I don't have any.
Based on our past experience, yes.
In other words, you think I'm incompetent.
Oh
You
yeah.
miss your parents,
None of your business.
but you would agree that being orphaned at a young age has left you rudderless and unable to finish anything meaningful.
No.
Are you offended? You think I've overstepped?
You haven't seen
You
any
do
Austin.
realize that the
I've seen
people
an
who put
Aston
you in
Martin,
that
yeah.
chair in
A
real
DB9.
life, they won't play fair.
Dig in.
In the that was the first training stuff. We went around the island a bit in an Aston Martin. That was nice. He's a bit of an artist.
I can't believe you made it out.
Oh, yes, it was very dangerous.
Bond, we're waiting.
Oh, okay.
Pub?
Archives.
Archives.
Are you comfortable?
Thank you. I am.
Let's calibrate. What's your name?
Cressida Bright.
Eye color?
Pale blue-grey.
Okay, that's a solid baseline. Now, start spinning Porky's crest.
Ready? Here we go. What's your name?
Rosie Poole.
Wow, nothing. Try something harder.
Cressida, does it bother you to be such a Nepo baby?
Don't be absurd. My parents are serving time for embezzlement. I had to change my name because of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Foreign Secretary isn't doing time at the moment. But speaking of your dad, isn't it true that you're choosing your career just to spite him?
I don't have a career and I never will. I consider my time best spent supporting my husband in his.
Trad wife and no Spike.
You'll have to do better to trip her up, Bond.
And tell me, Cressida, did I see you checking out Monroe at the fridge this morning?
What? No, that is not fair.
She fancy
Got her.
me? Why didn't you just say so?
Before you use these gadgets in the field, it's important you understand how they work. These phones do more than just make calls. Bond, Bronson, please pick up a phone and load up from the chemicals on the workbench.
Can't wait.
Come on, guys, try it out.
Here we go.
Chemicals. Okay.
Come on, Ronson. Glad it's not me.
It will be next.
What's that? A dart phone. Okay. Find a chemical resource. Okay.
Found what I need.
Splendid. Bronson, step into the red square. Bond, step into the blue circle.
Well, this is going to suck.
Bond, whenever you're ready.
Sorry, Ronson. Nothing personal.
Nausea, dizziness, and disorientation. The target's balance
Cinematic gun.
is affected, making it impossible for them to remain standing in one place. Perfect for when you need someone out of your way.
Shit. It's not possible.
Correct. Given your current inability to listen to my guidance, it is not. Bond, you're up.
You'll get there, mate. I don't know. I need some air.
You can't control the target, Monroe, but you can learn to control you. Bond, pick up the gun and hit the target.
Sounds simple enough.
One more time. Skill or pure dumb luck? Let's find out.
Training montage. We need an 80s training montage. Please tell me Monroe doesn't turn out to be in league with the villains.
I can't believe you pulled that trick on me. Always do the unexpected. Fast through the
Secret phone edition, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Indeed.
You still beat me.
Well, of course. But still.
Early day tomorrow. Catch the flag at daybreak. SAS are prepping for it now. Suggest you get some rest.
I remember when Sundays were Sundays. Yeah.
Hey, listen, why don't we just take tomorrow off?
I wish.
I'm serious. Don't we go get the flag now? Have a well-deserved rest tomorrow.
That's actually not a bad idea.
What? You want to do this, Chris?
First for the spycraft? Greenway can't possibly object.
Okay.
Stand there all night.
Leave them to me, boys. Earpiece is in. Let me know when you're through. Hey, guys.
What are you doing here? Come on, Bond.
Listen, I know you guys don't like to be humiliated on the courses, but if you choose to see through our superiority, we're actually really nice people.
You believe this girl? Piss off.
Okay, I'm just messing with you. I am serious about something I like. It's silly, really. So we just wanted to reach out and invite you over.
Okay.
We know each other at the training.
Bond. Over here. More of them. We need to get past if we want to find the flag.
Okay. I'll go around the side, see if I can distract them.
But I didn't see. How did you?
Try Knight takes Queen.
If that's you, Bennett, I'm gonna stick this knight somewhere you won't like it.
So just whistling at them also
We need intel
restricted.
on the flag's location ASAP.
On it. Keep in touch.
Find the flag. Okay. Isn't it up there? No.
What are you doing?
Oh, hey, listen. Greenway's birthday's coming up and we're throwing him a little thing. Just spreading the word. Mind if I pass?
Okay. Go ahead.
Nice.
Cheers.
Talk my way out of that.
Party with the spies.
Gotcha, bitch.
Monroe? You're having a party without us. Bit insulted. Any word from your two friends?
Nah, still out. They just don't make SAS troopers like in my day.
Okay.
Like in my day. Did you young whippersnappers?
That looks like a good place to start.
Sounds like you boys are enjoying your little game of hide and seek.
Okay, so ooh. Do I go down and around and up there, or what? Or do I go down here? That seems open, although I have a dude over there. Sick. Grunt. Or I could go down and straight through, but then I'll have them to deal with.
I'm empty. You up for another beer?
I was gonna turn in. I want to be fresh for the exercise.
Why? They're just a bunch of wannabe secret agents. And besides, the flag's stashed on the top floor. Single point of entry, like fish in a barrel, I'm telling you.
Fair enough.
Top floor.
Monroe, the flag's on the top floor of the back building. Repeat, it's on the top floor of the back building.
Received and understood. Meet you up there.
Top floor of the big building, okay. Oh, I need to take him out. Maybe. Because he has a radio. Or maybe not.
The car's a total write-off.
Oh, I was hoping I could get all the way up to the top.
What? It's worth way more than that. Got a complete set of new tires just last month. And I suppose it'll be down to finding a new one.
Okay, so we've got a dude over there, but he's has his back to me. Oh, now we don't.
Okay, back on track. Other guy's taking a bit of a kip.
Okay. You can't get up from here either. Oh man. Seeker material, okay. You can make these guys sick. Good, good, good. Need to get up there, so that's that thing over there. I think I heard Monroe. Let's see.
Sarge wanted me to check the flag room. Now I'm cutting.
Hey, what's all this about?
Why can't I make them sick?
Sarge wanted me to check the flag room. Now I'm gonna get a steak before they're gone. Be right behind you.
What is that? Why can't I do that? You can only make one sick at a time? Uh-oh. Oh, I can... Maybe you don't have enough chemical? Oh, is it... Do you need 2/3 for one dude? Wow, okay. So what's the point then? What happens if I go here? Yeah, I can't get up there. Where did the other dude go? Yeah, kicking that wouldn't be... Okay. Interesting. Okay. Nice. They found somebody. Somebody's gonna come in. Oh.
Right here. Follow me. I've got a plan. Huh?
Bond? Monroe? Status?
Monroe just crashed the party.
Come on, take him down! Hey! Oi, come back! Oi, lads! Up here!
Uh-oh.
Up there! Get him!
There's too many of them.
Sit rep.
We're screwed. Thanks, mate.
Things just got sticky. Main door exit's not really an option just now.
Shit. New plan. Meet me at the backside docks.
Can't. Monroe's in trouble.
Block the door. I'll circle around and meet you there. See you in a bit.
Okay. Down. How the hell do I run? Ah, okay. Anybody? No.
There he is! Attack!
ETA! Yeah, not gonna make it to the dock. Any chance you can go around and pick me up? I could do with a ride. Desperately, in fact.
Okay. Take care of this dude.
That's him!
Bond. Here. In the boat.
Good talk.
Good talk. Okay. Where's Monroe? Where is Monroe?
Location, Monroe. Just pin the route for you.
Good call on the boat, Cress. I owe you one.
You can add it to the tab.
Glad to hear you're all safe. Could you get a move on and come and get me?
So I'm curious to hear how every SAS in the compound suddenly got alerted to our presence.
Monroe, you take that one.
Can't talk right now.
Yeah, that was suspicious.
Sorry. Cutting it a bit close there.
No worries, mate. All the time in the world.
See, I don't trust him.
New course. Tougher opposition, tighter deadline. So be smart. Fastest win gets extra credits. Yes, what is it, Bond?
First rule of spycraft.
Always do the unexpected.
And what about
it? All of it, sir.
Very well. Very nice.
Grab your coat. We're going out.
Don't tell me. Tea and cucumber sandwiches.
You wish. Come on.
Tea and cucumber sandwiches, okay. Complete your training as a recruit in Malta, okay.
Is to everything not MI6. Can't fault their timing.
You, my big mouth.
A night out. Okay.
How charming. Contact at the bar.
The lady in red.
The epiphylium oxypetalum only blossoms at night.
That's an interesting pickup line.
Sorry. Thought you were someone else.
Hey, how can you be so sure I'm not the one you want, yeah? We only just met.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Leaving. Excuse me.
Oi! I'm not finished with you.
Leave it, Gav. Leave it. Come on, let's buy me a drink.
Leave it, Gav. Find the correct contract wearing a red dress. Hello.
The epiphyllum oxypetalum only blossoms at night.
And only for a single night.
What have you got for me?
There's a
That was a
package
dude.
for you in the jets. Watch it in private. X marks the spot.
Watch it in private. Okay. So we got a classic drop in the toilet.
Now get this girl whatever she likes.
Gentlemen, how quaint.
We're a dying breed, I'm afraid.
So where are the toilets then?
What's your poison then?
I prefer smoky mezcal cocktails.
Please make room. Thank you. Slow down.
Oh, that's Monroe. Okay. Toilets over here? Hardly. I've never understood. Oh, you have a boyfriend? Sure, I'll go. Girlfriend, fuck you, beats up anyway. Yeah. Guys, you wanna be tough, man. Why are you looking at my girlfriend? Yeah, you got a cute girlfriend. Can I just look at her?
Somebody's in a rush. How much? For 2
That's the exit.
You're having a laugh.
Oh, Jen's over here. Oh. Let's see, X marks the spot, so we find an X. Cabinet open. There's no X here, so it's empty. Oh.
MI6 has identified a leak from the Trade Ministry. We've narrowed our suspects to 3 secretaries: Rick Bolthorpe, Alice Weatherall, and Joshua Pike. All at the club this very evening.
Oh.
Your job is to identify the culprit. Bond, you'll be teaming up with Nash and Singh to focus on Pike. Keep this device on you and get up close. It will enable Singh to access Pike's phone. Best of luck, Bond.
Singh, Nash, we're on Pike.
Already looking for him.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Told ya, I wasn't finished with ya. Everyone else, out.
Really?
Oh,
Sure
tough
put
guy,
down the
huh?
gang in the bar? I have to warn you, I'm pretty good.
No one chats up my girlfriend.
A man of principles.
Thought you said you were good at this.
I'll let you have that one.
Cop that, smart ass.
That's gonna cost you. Is that good for you?
What the hell, Bond? You fighting?
Yeah, sorry. I'll be quick. Should have left you alone.
We're done.
Don't forget to flush.
Okay.
Nash.
Oh, you're all done.
Yeah. Thanks anyway.
What? No, I just came to watch.
Listen, guys.
I just came
Pike's
to
upstairs,
watch.
but it's guest list only. But I got the club blueprints, and there are some backstairs behind the bar.
How about the dance floor balcony? That's an access point.
Okay, open journal. This is the objective tab. Oh, that's new. Few current objectives. Okay, whatever. There are hints. Use hints to discover opportunities. Objectives, sub-objectives. The first opportunity is picked is auto-tracked. Opportunities can be tracked and untracked. Okay. Tracking one opportunity often means that the remaining opportunities do not need to be completed. Choose an opportunity to track. Okay. Sneak past the bar, find a way, sneak past the bar. Okay, let's track that. Items, gadgets, start phone. Can I, how do I change the skins? Or do I need to like connect my, no, okay. Backstairs?
Backstairs is staff only, I presume.
Right. They're in a storage area, so don't get in trouble.
Balconies, Nash?
Aye. Overlooking the dance floor.
And how do you suggest I get up there?
I don't know. Just telling you, it's an access point.
Get upstairs, Bond. And Nash, you find a good vantage point for observations.
After you, Bond.
After you, Bond.
Really? Are you sure?
I am. Your hair was different. More, I don't know.
Sure. Oh my god, we have met then. I swear I remember someone.
No beard. Just as handsome though.
Yeah.
What's with this then? Why is he highlighting? Oh, authority. Oh, okay.
Sorry, mate. You can't be here.
Okay.
I'm with the fire and rescue service. Need to go over the premises for a fire safety check.
All right. Be quick about it.
You can't rush protocol.
Who uses full names? Seriously?
Access point behind the bar, right? Oh, over here.
Ria, it would be.
That should keep you occupied.
Sam, how do I stop this?
Hit the button! That one!
Better check this out.
So what's the point of this then?
Oh, there we go.
Stuff only sneak past bar. Sneak past what? I don't get it. There's one way in and out of that bar. So how the hell do I sneak past the bar?
No, I'm telling you, I'm on the damn list. Look again. I guarantee.
So you can lower the shutters and then what? No idea. Okay. Maybe something else.
Please.
We'll sort that tomorrow. One night off. It'll be fine. You've got to come. I even got you on the VIP list. Free drinks in the upstairs lounge. Of course I didn't. Jones? Jones! Just say Jones and you'll get the stamp.
Aha.
We'll sort that tomorrow. One night
Okay.
off. Fine.
That means we can get up the stairs somewhere.
Oh,
this is the bar.
What do you think?
What do I think about what?
Do you think she's single?
Only one way to find out.
But I can get to the VIP section
Thanks for the drink.
because I know the code word.
Smooth.
You got a stamp?
I didn't know I needed one.
If you're on the list, you can get it in the cloakroom. If you're not, you're out of luck.
The cloakroom. So that's the wardrobe, that's where you put your coats.
Yeah. I suppose it is.
Where the fuck is that?
Excuse me? Exactly that. Did you hear about the guy last week? Climbed the light rig backstage to get to the free bar in the upstairs lounge.
No shit. Shit people willing to fall to get free drinks.
Remember that?
Okay, light rig.
Shit! I think I left the other arm.
What? I can't hear you over the music.
Sorry.
Let's have one.
All right, well, keep an eye out for Staffel, yeah?
Oh yes. Still standing. Sorry.
Pardon me.
Sorry, passing through.
Okay.
Nash, on the light rig. Balcony coming up.
Good. A little skip, and you're golden.
Skip. Right.
What? Oh, over there. Oh, over there. Okay. Ladies?
What the?
Ladies.
I knew it.
Now, looking for Pike.
Find him and get up close.
Definitely not what was supposed to happen. He went right through. Oh god! Did he get hurt? Just later, ladies. And perhaps his ankle. A bit.
Now we're getting somewhere. Stay up close for data extraction.
Rose is asking for you, Josh. You going in?
Yeah. I'll just fetch the others.
Data still coming in. But I believe we've identified our Trade Ministry leak. I'm getting photos of classified documents from Pike's phone. Bond, stay up close.
Let's finish this.
We're heading back to the booth. I'm getting drinks. You want anything?
We're good. Meet you there.
So, my boyfriend's not looking too hot. He won't say what's happened, but I have a feeling you happened.
You happened.
I don't know if I should be angry or flattered.
Neither. It had nothing to do with you.
Are you sure?
Quite. Excuse me. Bad news. Pike just entered the exclusive
Sorry, sir,
booth.
can't let
Better
you
find a
pass.
way in there then.
I've got to find a way to fool this lad. Drinks, anyone? Thirsty crowd.
3 drinks does that.
Just like that.
Great, our drinks. Hang on, is that a martini? I didn't order that. No one in their right mind would. And that one.
Martini,
Pineapple.
shaken not stirred.
Only acceptable pineapple ever is on my pizza. Now why don't you go back to your little bar and get us what we ordered?
Don't be an arse, Crispin. Besides, where's your sense of adventure?
Yes, why don't you live a little, Crispin? If you'd excuse me.
Yes, but I deserve that you put in a bit of an effort.
Ladies
Got him.
and gentlemen, data extraction complete.
Good job. Now let's celebrate.
Where are you guys?
I'm up here on the balcony.
On my way.
Title's charming.
Good word. Pique his interest.
Guys are easy. Just go talk to him and you're halfway there.
Okay. Anything back here? No.
I don't know.
Jeez,
You
look
just
where you're
work
going.
together.
Oops.
The usual stuff.
On the balcony. And it's the toilets.
Sorry, sir.
Just need to get through.
What a night. I think we...
Listen, I just found something. Pike's meeting his contact tonight at the club. And?
We need to act. We could unravel the whole network.
And how exactly would that play out?
Have they met before?
No, first time.
Perfect. Monroe, how about you intercept the meeting? Pretend to be Pike. Bond, you make sure Pike doesn't show.
Any ideas?
Our best bet would be to stow him away somewhere. Lock him in. That ought to be possible up here.
I'll figure something out.
I'll be by the stairs to make sure Pike doesn't slip down.
Okay. So, trap location. Toilets, maybe?
We've got eyes. Use them.
This'll do nicely.
Make Pike follow. Okay. Where's Pike? Oh, is that Pike? Hey, thank you so much for the follow, man. Lady. Lady TV.
You gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here.
Joshua Pike.
It's time to get swifty.
Who the hell are you?
Welcome, welcome.
Your contact had to abort last second. I'm his replacement. If you want this deal to happen, then start walking.
Okay, I'll walk.
In here. After you.
Hey! What the hell?
Bottle service.
What?
Okay.
Right, guys, that's Pike taken care of.
Nice.
Locked him in.
Tell me you got his phone first?
Shit. I've got you covered. Fried his sim.
Time for phase 2. Bond, meet me by the stairs. Let's regroup. Well done, Bond. Now we just need Monroe to scare the socks off her so she calls her boss.
Change of plans? I just found a message. She's expecting someone tall, dark, and handsome.
And 2 out of 3 won't do.
It'll have to be Bond then. Where is she?
I've got eyes on our girl. Pretty black dress. She's behind the cloakroom.
No rest for the wicked.
All up to you now, Bond. No pressure.
Yo, put on the shirt, dude. There you are, lovely.
Found her. Oh, good. You showed.
And I was just about to leave. You're late.
Give her hell, okay? We need her to call her handler.
Leave? I doubt that. In fact, you're so hot for what I've got, we need to talk price. It just doubled.
Why do little men like you always do that? You must know we won't play along.
I don't give a shit if you don't. I can easily find someone else who'll be more appreciative of my services.
God, you're serious? I can call my guy, but trust me, it won't turn out well for you.
Call him.
Who's this?
What the
Don't mind her. Trust me. You don't want to miss out on this.
What the? You're sweet talking that cow right in front of me.
Please. I'm leaving.
Calm down.
What the? And who the hell are you? Acting all superior? I don't have to take this.
How about you put a leash on your girlfriend?
Listen, you and me? Not a good idea.
Damn right it's not. Don't believe a word he says. All smooth, but
we
such a liar.
we said hello, and why are you up in my face about this?
If you go, the offer is up. It's now or never. Your call.
Give me a few minutes. I need to make a phone call. It's me. He wants more money.
Done. She's making the call.
What took you so long?
Things got complicated.
Well done, recruits.
Yes,
Extraction
I
in
believe
2
so.
minutes. I've marked the location in your lenses.
Understood.
First to
I'll
arrive
leave
gets
now.
extra credit.
It sure did take a while. But I've always known those looks of yours would get us in trouble someday.
I think he just sucks at turning down the key rods.
You wouldn't know, Sting, but it actually takes a lot of practice. I'll give you some pointers one of these days, Bond.
Thanks, Kingsley.
Extraction, guys. Tick-tock.
You're dead, mate.
Mind if I cut him?
That's your face.
These guys really want to dance. Why, sure. What can I do? Follow like that, look at this. You had to charm the army boys.
Taste your fear.
Why do they keep getting up? Army.
Let's go. Nice.
You're late.
Again.
I'd say there's still time for a pint. Back in. First round on me. Cheeky half?
Boop, boop, boop.
I'm suspending
Shaken,
training,
not stirred.
effective immediately. A situation's arisen, a matter of considerable delicacy. The former 009, real name Reese Beckett. A rogue operative guilty of high treason, he has somehow managed to stay hidden for over a decade. And now he's coming in from the cold. 009 claims to hold evidence of a conspiracy against the state, and he intends to hand it in return for a full pardon on one condition. He will only talk to John Greenway.
I guess there really is someone for everyone.
And where do we come in, Mum? Last time I checked, cutting deals with traitors was not in our playbook.
009 is a master infiltrator. As resourceful as he is paranoid, thinking 2 steps ahead is this man's idea of lazy. To catch him, we're gonna need eyes everywhere. Consider this a field exam. Get your equipment and cover stories from Q. Moneypenny will fill you in on the rest. Dismissed. Bond. A word.
Now what?
Greenway wasn't happy with your performance last night, and he's reluctant to bring you along. Just a heads up.
Right. Any advice?
Doing what you're told might be a good start.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks so much for the follow, old man.
Gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here. It's time
Yeah,
to
it's
get swifty.
another dress, yeah. Nice green one, okay. Report to Q. Oh, this is M's office, right. Is there anything interesting here? Okay. What's in here then? Oh, I can't. Hoping I could get in there. Okay.
What did she say?
Greenway doesn't want me to come after last night.
Really? I missed the extraction deadline too.
Well, I am going. That's what counts.
Come on. Let's go see Q. A rogue 00 coming in from the cold. Not bad for a first mission.
She said he's been in hiding for more than a decade. That roughly matches when the program was shut down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
You think he caused that?
Could be. Or it could just be timing deciding things. I mean, Thea was just integrated. Perhaps the 00s didn't feel needed to the same extent after that.
Heading down to Q-Lab.
In a moment.
Q-Lab. Cover stories and field equipment. This sure beats exams. Wonder what he's got lined up for us.
I wouldn't mind that bike coming along.
Oh? I heard you were more into explosives. The bigger the better, according to Basil from
The bigger the better.
Basil. Who's that?
Vice chairman of your fan club.
Fine, the chairman? I guess that would be Greenway, right?
They did both run for the post, but Greenway won by a whisker.
Jesse is already here.
I was looking for you two. Monroe, I have your cover story from Q.
Can't wait. Later, mate. Any idea what's in store for me?
No clue. Something dashing, no doubt.
This guy? Fashion photographer.
98.2%
inflation. Fine work. Adventurer, archaeologist.
Need to adjust the trigger sensors
Oh,
before we
yeah.
present to Q.
Good call.
We need increased stability.
Have you seen Q around?
I think he's in wearables.
That sounds about right.
Wearables, gadgets, training, vehicle testing.
It's Daphne. She's moved out.
Oh, for the love of...
Wearables, well.
What are we looking at? Portable airbag.
Shelter sphere. If you're ever caught in an avalanche, you'll be glad to be packing one of these.
Why would I be caught in an avalanche carrying a gentleman's briefcase?
We... Oh, mind your own business.
Moving on.
He was down here not too long ago.
Oh, Nicholas Webb.
Sir Nicholas. Yeah, the Foreign Secretary gave him the grand tour. Q didn't seem overly excited.
Ah, a bit of professional envy, perchance.
Well, he may be a
Perchance.
billionaire, but Q's better dressed.
I wouldn't mind shaking that man's hand. Creator of Thea. That's no mean feat.
My father was a GCHQ analyst. I'm just happy he retired before Thea took the stage. Oh, I don't know. Creating our own replacements. Some feat.
Yeah, mate. I still think there's...
Move over Savile Row. Kingsley? Nash?
Bond. I can barely make out last night's bruises. Only the subtle stain of defeat.
Must have missed a spot.
Subtle
Your
stain of
covers,
defeat. We
Keith
won,
Bond.
mate.
Private banker to the rich and famous.
Grace Dufresne, career diplomat.
Here's a weird
Same as my
stance.
parents. The backstory sort of writes itself.
Well, that's handy.
Anyway, Q's waiting for you. And Bond, friendly word of advice? No shenanigans today. You're hanging on by a thread.
Message received. Thanks.
See you at the briefing.
Shenanigans, you say? Shenanigans? Brit mod. Okay. Oh, there we are. Are we gonna get a nice suit?
Yes. Note the exquisite stitching and attention to detail. Cut, proportion, and style in perfect harmony.
That's what the body scan was for, I
It's a
guess.
bit big.
Oh no, this is for Monroe. You'll be wearing that one.
I'm the chauffeur.
Well, don't look at me. I just work here.
I just work here.
Greenway.
I'm heading over to gadget testing. Join me when you're ready. There's some new field gear that I'd like you to try out.
Right. Probably a new line of air fresheners.
Do I get that? No. Okay.
Oh, darling, it's a dream come true.
Can I change in here?
I'm a big shot sports agent, and you're a washed-up child influencer with a massive gambling problem. I took pity on you.
No.
Oh, I'm a high-powered lawyer, and you're a former professional rugby player with moderate brain damage. I find your
With
incomprehensible
moderate brain
gripes
damage.
Ouch. Pick on someone your own size. Like James.
Can I get past?
My fault. One of those days.
Group photo of the recruits. Taken at the training facility. Okay. What's
No
this?
time to date.
Call me. Vicky from the club. Is that the lady in red? Okay, I got the batteries, I got everything. What's this then? Shoes? Oh, the Dagger
So
series.
looks can kill.
Nice. And it's a collectible, is it?
Downing Street. Cressida's dad is on the rise.
Okay.
Perhaps a nice matte black suit.
You're not playing an Undertaker, Nash. Go with that bottle green corduroy blazer.
I'm a financier, Kingsley.
Bottle green corduroy blazer.
Suit yourself then.
Let's see, where was he? Over there.
What's your take on the new nice?
Well, she keeps her cards pretty close to her chest. Suppose she needs to.
Anyway,
Well, she's a reason.
increased stability. Gyroscopes. You think you're up
Okay,
for the
Q.
task?
Okay, let's see what's in store.
Splendid work, Bridget. I'd say one more round of iteration and we're ready for field testing.
That is my assessment as well.
Q? You mentioned some field gear that needs testing?
Quite right, yes. Over here, please. This here is a shockwave device. It triggers a small, directed propagating disturbance that staggers opponents on impact and causes medium damage to body armor. Try it.
They're using real people too. Not just dummies, but...
Now, aim the device at Arthur here, and before you ask, yes, he's good with it.
I'm good with it.
If you say so.
With the practice, it will become second nature. Okay, next item. A sleek upgrade to a timeless classic, the smoke grenade. This small-scale, lightweight projectile blocks visibility, leaving an opponent open to attack. Go on, have a go.
Don't mind if I do.
Right. Throw it at Arthur. You ready, Arthur?
Ready?
Now, as you can see, the smoke obscures Arthur's vision, causing an acute sense of disorientation. While the effect lasts, he is quite defenseless. And that's the whole shooting match. You may choose your equipment from the gadget cart. Bridget here will sort you out if you have questions.
Thanks.
Good luck out there, Bond.
Okay. Let's see. The gadget card.
You were authorized to bring 2 items into the field. Not that you're likely to need them in the car park.
Uh-huh.
Was that insensitive? My people skills range in the bottom third.
Surely not.
This is a gadget card. Equip gadgets, assign gadgets to buttons, and view gadget capabilities here. Okay. This shows the loadout. Use this to get a quick view of what is equipped. This is a gadget inventory. Available keywords is required and is always equipped. View information about. Okay. Dart phone. Select one additional gadget and press assign. Okay.
Kind of choosing blindly here. Any pointers?
I cannot disclose any specific details about the assignment, only that you will be attending an exclusive social event. High security, low hostility. In these types of situations, discretion, not force, is advised.
Duly noted.
Discretion. So make people sick, don't throw smoke bombs or shockwaves, so I'm gonna take the gadget loadout. The gadget in each slot corresponds to a button, okay. The gadget is active, press the assigned and ready to be assigned. It is placed in the center of the loadout. An active gadget can be assigned to a slot, okay. Choose a slot. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay.
All done.
Huh. Interesting.
What?
Nothing. Good luck out there.
Oh, now I gotta fill up everything again in my inventory. Okay. That's battery. Fill that up. Turn that on. Derp, 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 derp. Let's see. Oh, there's some batteries over here.
This place? I think I applied for the wrong job.
You can always quit. Spare me the competition.
Not a chance.
Go to operations. Okay.
This takes me back.
Right. We just brought it out from storage. Cold War legacy piece. Phone rings, target enters, takes the call, the door seals, and a soporific gas spills from the receiver, quickly filling the hermetically sealed booth, which quietly descends into the ground where an extraction team awaits.
Nice. Does it still work?
No, but it holds a bunch of old coins.
Pity.
It holds a bunch of old coins, okay. Yeah.
Hi. Which floor?
Operations, please.
No problem.
Operations. What time is it? Okay. 2. Why ask me? Oh, this is operations.
Hello. Can I help you?
Perhaps you can. I'm looking for Moneypenny.
I think she's in her pod. Just through that door down there, and you can't miss her.
Okay. In her pod.
Update.
Out of order.
MGRS coordinate.
Maintenance has been called.
Delta Echo 77.
It's over here then.
When is the audit scheduled for?
End of next week. I want everything to be triple checked by this Friday.
Way ahead of you. Every penny accounted for and every transaction properly documented.
This one was taken 36 hours ago. Northeastern.
The brief was finished and handed off to diplomatic relations.
Nothing much to see here, so let's get to Moneypenny. Moneypenny, I'm coming.
If you don't mind, those are private.
Meeting notes, okay.
Hello again. This is one of the new recruits, I believe. This is Whitlock, and I'm Bancroft.
We need to talk to you guys.
You look familiar. Have we met?
Don't believe we have. The name's Bond.
Oh. So that's you.
Hey, Abe.
The floor's called Operations. What do you do down here?
Whitlock and his team deal with the media. One thing is secrecy, another subterfuge and public belief, and Alistair is the
misdirection.
master of misdirection and half-truths.
You make that sound devious. It's all for king and country.
I myself am an analyst. But then we have people handling covers, vetting,
The glory
accounting,
of the kingdom.
mission support, assets, and quite a few more areas.
Heard of me, have you?
I was the one handling the media after the Iceland incident.
You did cause a few grey hairs around the place. Word of advice. You might want to stay clear of Basil from accounting behind the lifts.
Basil from accounting.
Full days working deep underground. It's gotta take its toll.
Comes with the territory. And apart from a feeling of time standing still, I really like it down here.
At least we're not in the tunnels. That used to be a thing.
Good chat. Later.
Nice chap.
Did you go check on that restaurant I mentioned?
I did. They'll be
Good
fine.
chat. Oh, there we go.
M underestimates 009. You all do.
Thayer's report was inconclusive, John. 009's been gone for too long to yield reliable data. There's a 50-50 chance that he's telling the truth. We need to know what he has.
We need nothing this man has to offer. Yes, this is just a boon that M's been looking for to get Foreign Secretary Bright and his lot off our backs, but 009 is a master manipulator. Whatever his endgame is, we won't see it coming.
I couldn't help but overhear you and Greenway.
Couldn't help yourself, is what you mean.
Sounds like there's some history between the two of them.
They served together as double O's, right up until Operation Nightfall.
Go on.
Would that I could.
Official MI6 dossier on 009. Reese Beckett. Okay. I guess we'll talk to her.
Nice place. That screen big enough for you?
I know. It's cool, isn't it? Just got it up and running.
About 009. How did he manage to stay hidden for all those years? I thought Thayer could get a handle on just about anyone in the world.
Well, it's not a magic wand, James. Thayer consumes data on an unprecedented scale, but if you leave none, you're effectively invisible. Imagine the focus and dedication it takes to stay off-grid for so long.
Did 009 have help?
Almost certainly. Some even speculated he was with the cousins.
Why would the Americans hide a UK traitor?
You don't have siblings, do you?
Recruit ranking. You have a widget for that.
I like to stay informed.
Looks like I kept my place.
Well, Greenway hasn't handed in the performance review for last night.
Jim. Okay.
You have a mission briefing for me.
I do. Let's get the other recruits in here and I'll show you. The Grand Carpathian Hotel in the high Tatra Mountains of Slovakia, host to the World Chess Championship. Safe to say 009 did not pick
Oh,
this
is that from
location at
the first trailer we saw?
The hotel
That
is
gameplay
swarming
trailer?
with international VIPs. Security is of the highest order, and due to the current diplomatic tension between the UK and Slovakia, the operation has not been cleared with local authorities. According to 009's instructions, the meeting will go down in full public view during the championship match. No comms, no tracking, no backup. And these are only the safeguards that we know about. 009 will employ every manner of subterfuge to avoid capture. And if he suspects a trap, we'll never get another shot. This is where you come in. You're all blank slates in the intelligence circuit, which makes you ideally suited for undercover work. Locate 009 and keep him under close watch, but do not engage the target. This is a black tag operation, so discretion, ladies and gentlemen, is critical.
I could get used to this.
Don't act too impressed, dearest.
It's
You'll
Himmelstein.
recover. And James, do quit your pouting.
I'm a glorified hood ornament. What could I possibly have to pout about?
Sorry if the assignment doesn't live up to your grand expectations. Someone must watch the perimeter. If 009 slips through our fingers, you're the last line of defense.
Exhilarating.
Greenway's testing you, mate. That's all. Don't give him an excuse.
The cap looks good on you, though.
Yeah.
Really brings out your cheekbones. Take a left up ahead, James.
Backseat driver.
What's that, darling?
Just a frog in my throat.
Backseat driver. Carpathian. All we need now is a sniper position up left, and then take out targets.
Is everything in order?
Routine inspection, ma'am. Won't be a moment. All clear. Please proceed.
You think if I sold a kidney, I could afford to stay for a night?
I think I have. Stayed here, I mean. A wedding back in 22.
Doesn't sound like something you'd forget.
Well, the hen was in Cannes, so we flew in by private jet. It was dark and we'd been drinking, so...
Can. Private jet.
What?
Nothing. Darling, nothing at all.
What do you make of 009?
He was the best in his day. That was a long time ago. My guess is he's tired of running.
Greenway thinks we're being played.
And since when do you trust Greenway?
I never said I did.
They knew each other, though. That much is clear. Something to do with an operation called Nightfall.
That begs the question. Did 009 pick Greenway out of good faith? Or bad blood?
Well, we're about to find out. Pull up. This is our stop. We're live, gentlemen. Switch to comms. Monroe, with me. James, stay.
Save the world some other time, yeah?
Okay. Staying.
Afternoon. Invitation, please.
Blake and Loretta York. Plus the help.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Grand Carpathian. Parking is right up ahead. Mr. and Mrs. York, enjoy your stay.
Much obliged.
Oh, they will.
Okay, park the car all the way up here.
Bright. We're entering the premises. Team status?
Nash, delivery area. In position. Singh, staff quarters.
Ronson, conference wing.
Kingsley, first floor suites. Bond. Bond.
Parking the car, lady.
Car park. In position.
Greenway, Grand Hall. Switching off comms as instructed. Keep a low profile and don't let your guards down. 009 most certainly won't.
That hat. You're looking spiffy, mate. You can't just do nothing.
Not exactly the 5-star treatment.
What's going on then? What's over there,
I'm
yeah?
stretching my legs.
Investigate the blonde man, so
Bond.
I can't go there.
Reporting suspicious behavior.
009?
No, one of the hotel staff. Strangest looking bellhop I ever saw. He was
mishandling luggage.
Are you joking? What are we, the local tourist board?
I guess he had to be there. It was odd. I'm gonna check it out.
You will not. 009 is our only priority. Stay at your post, James. That's an order.
Yes, Mom.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
It was all over social media last year. Where have you been?
Pardon me? Need to see a man about a bag.
Missed him.
Wait, did he just teleport up there? Okay, so from what I remember, we need to get up there, but let's see.
Afternoon, sir. Staff and press only.
Oh, damn. Forgot my press badge.
You're not the first.
No problem.
Sorry.
Need to find a way past him.
Staff only.
And what's worse is whoever they are hasn't taken credit for it yet. That's going to really hurt.
7 texts. Pick up, George.
Okay. Let's listen what she has to say.
George! Yeah, it's no use. I met with the whistleblower. Claims to have proof that Nivik's cheating, but they'll only talk to Hoffman. How far off is he? Well, tell him to floor it or we'll lose the scoop of the year.
Oh,
I
she's a
stashed his
journalist, I
press badge
guess.
inside one of the big pots on the lower ramparts. I need to get back in there. It's a nail biter. Unless you sent me all this way to report on the landscaping?
Pots on the rampart. So where is that? Oh, is that over here? Oh, it's over there, huh? So, can I get in there? They're both facing this way. Oh, it needs to charge. I see.
What? Oh, ow. Oh, my head.
Will he now go away?
What is that? That's horrible.
Where is he going? I probably can't take his outfit.
What the? You can't just wander in here.
I'm a penetration tester with Rhinestone Insurance, and I just discovered 3 direct violations. I need a word with your manager, now.
Yes, of course.
Good lad.
What's it?
I'm just trying to get through.
Oh, so that was not the pot I was looking for. So where the hell is that key card or whatever, the identity card they were talking about? It was in a big pot in the rampart. Is it over here somewhere?
Did you hear Grandmaster Nivik got his ass handed to him by one of those web industry self-learning AIs?
No. Did he flip the table?
One of these things? Aha. Press badge.
I'll put it back. Eventually.
Probably. Maybe not. So can we use that press badge to get into the building? Do I have to go around the outside? Hello, sir.
Can I duck through? I need to catch up with that bellhop.
Show me your ID and all's good.
That bellhop who just went through. Do you know him?
No, but I've only been here a few weeks. Talk to the bartender. He knows everybody.
Like I need an excuse. Oh, quite the security setup you've got here.
Right? The latest millimeter wave scanners. Guaranteed radiation free. Nothing gets past them.
I feel more secure already. There. Forget my own head next.
All right. Checks out. Step into the scanner, please. He's clear. You may enter, sir. Enjoy the tournament.
You're on a tight ship.
Enjoy the tournament.
Member of the press.
That's what my badge says.
Continue up the stairs, please. The mezzanine is great for photos. Best view in all the house.
Good tip. But it's great for people watching.
Okay, we got in, no muss, no fuss. That's good. Where is our little friend?
Be crazy. You know where it leads. Imagine if the hotel owner caught you down there. Besides, I couldn't find a locking mechanism.
So you did try. If that collection ever gets raided, I'm looking in your direction.
I'm not really a wine person.
No.
Oh.
Are you a money person? The owner keeps a 1945 Archambault Rouge in his vault. I hear he also owns a 1796 Costa Fiera, but that has to be a rumor.
Okay, let me stop you right there. I have bets to lay.
Later. See you at Romana's birthday party.
Okay. But that led to nothing, I guess. Jammed.
We're worried about terrorists? Relax. Nothing gets past the scanners. This place is like an airport. No, I'm just afraid I will embarrass myself and get fired. I keep having this dream where
Don't mind me, ladies.
Good afternoon, sir.
Where is our target? Is that him?
Which room is he in? Dunno. But he's getting an extra mint on his pillow. That's for sure.
Battery. I'm already full. Okay.
Now, let's see what all the fuss is about.
All the time in the world. Oh.
There's Greenway. Hopefully I'm the last thing on his mind.
Okay. That's the bellhop.
What are you here for?
So I need to get down there.
Bond, status.
No sign of 009. Over.
What on earth?
This guy better be worth it.
What's up with that? What?
I'll be putting this to better use than you would anyway.
Staff key, okay. So I'm not getting past here. I'm not getting past here? No, I am not.
Guess it just needed my magic touch.
Okay. Let's see what's on the other side then.
Kingsley alert. Best not get spotted just yet. Need to build a case first.
Security, okay.
What in God's name?
Well, this is a great looking piece of map, isn't it?
How do you do?
So I can get down here. It's over here. And, let's see. Is there anything interest here?
Oh, right.
Now, where do you go?
I think he went in here somewhere. Oh.
Hello, sir.
Wonder if you could help me.
I'll certainly try, sir.
Recommend anything?
The Sazerac is always popular. Me, I'd go with the Ram Collins or the Stinger. If you feel like going off menu, I make a killer bare knuckle boxer.
Anything virgin?
None that I'd recommend.
Point taken. How's business?
Lot of VIPs. Even for this place. We have a prince, 2 heads of state, any number of celebrities. And no wonder they brought in all that extra security.
Can't be too careful. Did you notice the blonde bellhop who just passed through here?
There's a face you'd pick out in the lineup. Probably one of the pimps. He was asking for the directions to the backstage area.
A chess fiend. I knew it.
I'd stay clear of him.
Just need a quiet word. Nothing dramatic.
No. Let's see if he survives. So backstage. Oh, we've got our friend over there.
Nash, delivery area secure. No sign of 009. Moving on to the next checkpoint. Over.
Okay.
Did you see that? She's playing too fast.
That's what she wants him to think. She wants him to think she's being reckless, but she's not. She's
Can't go over here.
Ralph, what's the matter? Hey, you look like you've seen a ghost. Hello? Earth to Ralphie.
Antique book. Written in Slovakian, one of the pages has been torn out. Okay.
I just told your colleague, stay clear of the backstage area. This is the World Championships, for pity's sake. I need to focus.
Dreadfully sorry. Won't be a moment.
Dreadfully sorry. So, anything else? Who's that? That's security, okay. So where did our little bellhop go?
I'm going to need some ID, sir. Staff or press?
Press. International Gourmet Quarterly.
Thank you, sir. Go right on through.
Yeah, I was already there. But where is... Oh. Secret material, okay. Search the hotel. For what?
Bond, what are you playing at?
Why, nothing, Nash. You never saw me.
I'm not that guy.
Come on, Nash. I can't prove it yet, but something's off. A man of your background knows sometimes you've just got to follow your instincts.
Fine. Go on. We never had this conversation.
Oh, you won.
Okay. So... it tells me to go there. What's this then?
Where did you come from?
I'll be on my way then.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, dude. I can't get there, okay. Can't open that. Ooh. Okay. He's okay. No.
Allowing for either of those pieces to be captured by the workers' challenges. Nav instantly replies by which may seem a little premature at this stage, but what he
Now what? Eavesdrop.
Look at you all riled up. What's going on?
A hell of a thing. This bellhop, he tore a page from that antique book over there. Shot me a look like, talk and you're dead. And legged it.
Christ, the nerve of something.
Why would the blonde man tear up
I'm
a
sure
book?
Mike was only trying to scare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Why?
Bloody succeeded.
Nothing that a stiff drink won't fix. I'll fetch you a G&T.
Gin and tonic.
Where's Bellhop? Did you see where he went?
Reception. He took off towards the reception.
Reception. Good man.
Okay.
He's looking very sharp.
Avoiding boss for now. Never mind me, I'm just looking into stuff. And this opens. Ooh, the dining room. Noise.
Ladies, do not place the napkins underneath the forks. The first thing people do when they sit down is reach for the napkin, and they'll disrupt the setting or drop their forks. Not exactly gracious, is it?
Don't see anything of use here. What's that then? Okay. Oh, it's the ladies talking. Okay. Oh, can I eavesdrop here?
You know Mr. Prendergast, the author. His suitcase disappeared. Claims a bellhop took it.
Blame the staff.
You saw that?
Tell Mr. Vargas if you see him. Prendergast is down in reception demanding to see the manager.
Wouldn't want to keep Mr. Prendergast waiting.
Okay. So we need to go outside and down. Oh, we have a conversation here.
Norman, are you listening to me? I said, well, I never.
What is it this time, Mother? Does some troglodyte wear a waistcoat with a cummerbund?
Oh, the humanity of it all.
Tall, blonde bellhop. Oh, never mind. You're oblivious as usual.
Blonde
She's not a
bellhop.
happy
Okay.
customer.
Hey, Mum. What's about this
Pardon me,
ball?
Mum.
That
Hotel
bellhop?
administration. I couldn't help but overhear.
Good. I was about to file a complaint.
When was this incident?
Just a moment ago. Hurry up, you might catch him.
Did you happen to see where he went?
I'll tell you exactly where he went. Towards reception.
Okay.
You've been most helpful, Mom. I'll take it from here.
You better.
You better.
Honestly, so much for what?
Towards reception and this then. What's this then?
Couldn't believe my luck. In 1969, Aston Martin DBS V.
Let's see. Male, Caucasian, whitish blonde.
Okay, so I need.
Approximately 6 foot tall. Spoke with an accent. Must be a foreign national.
Okay.
I must go find interest in this.
Can I? No.
Is a genius.
Okay, so I gotta get down the stairs. Oh, that's
Cressida
out
will
of the.
blow a gasket if she sees me. Best lay low.
Okay, so
Caucasian, whitish blonde hair. Approximately 6 foot
let's go down the other side of the stairs then.
Must be a foreign national.
This Cressida doesn't need to see me.
Stop and barrel.
Let's see. Male, Caucasian, whitish blonde hair. I'm sorry, Mr. Prendergast, but we simply do not have a bellhop of that description.
Ridiculous. And who made off with my bag then?
Oh, it's
I demand
Prendergast.
to see the manager.
He is on his way, Mr. Prendergast. I'm sure it's all a misunderstanding.
It better be. I'll be over here.
Can I be of assistance, sir?
Did someone rob that gentleman?
A misunderstanding with one of our temps, that's all.
Bellhop, tall, white blonde hair.
My, he is certainly popular today. Did these men bother you, sir?
Thought I recognized him from somewhere. Have you seen him?
Afraid not. And after today, I doubt he'll be coming back.
Thanks.
He won't be back.
Busy day?
Fully booked as always. We're not the region's favorite romantic getaway for nothing.
No, I can see why. You into chess?
I'm more of a snooker girl. Say,
Oh, she likes to play with
there's
balls
a
then.
quaint little bar nearby with a 9-feet mahogany table. I get off at 10 in case you feel like losing some money.
Ah, duty calls, I'm afraid. Some of the time. Appreciate the help.
Anytime.
Mr. Prendergast, I am told you have some missing baggage.
Stolen is more likely.
Any idea where he went?
Yes, that's what I've been telling you people.
You
I
people.
spotted him just before, going through the door marked laundry.
Laundry. That's very helpful.
Laundry, okay.
And what was in the suitcase?
Uncut diamonds. What do you think was in it, man? My
Clothing.
clothes and toiletries.
Had to ask.
Oh.
What is your business at the hotel?
A bit of workation. I'm researching my next novel. An AI-themed techno-thriller taking place in the world of international chess.
Sounds like a page-turner. Right, that's all I need. My office will be in touch. Please have a drink on the house.
Oh, believe me, I shall.
A drink on the house then. Okay,
Blonde man is no
laundry.
bellhop, that's for sure. Time to do the laundry.
Who keeps texting?
It's Ezra. His uni interview is in 2 weeks.
Ezra, staff only.
Never seen the hotel so busy before.
This isn't, this is just staff only. He's not gonna let me in.
There are other inhabitable planets out there.
Piotr, one of the bellhops, is a no-show. Didn't even call in sick. He's so fired.
At least the temp agency is fast. They sent a replacement already. Tall, blonde guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I just ran into him in the laundry. Easy on the eyes. Strange accent, though.
Yeah.
And there's your icebreaker. You'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Let's lock him in there. Laundry left. Cellar key. Where the hell am I gonna find the cellar key? Does he have one?
What is that?
Nope, can't pickpocket him.
What's this now? What was that?
Okay. So maybe this way? Laundry, okay. What's this?
Can you believe it? A grandmaster?
Why not? Everybody cheats. You cheat at cards all the time.
I do not.
That's what Nivik will say.
Due to increased security at the event, we'll be changing our codes on a daily basis. The codes are stored in the manager's office behind the reception. Okay. Occupado. Oh, sorry. Manager's office behind the reception. Okay. See, the reception is over here. So, where's the manager's office then? Is this it? Probably that.
My head feels so heavy. God, my wife is not going to believe this. Oh, the hell was that?
Okay. What's this then? Laundry code 1805. Okay.
1805. Battle of Trafalgar. Easy.
Battle of Trafalgar, easy. What's this then? Chateau de 47. Vintage wine from 2014. Okay. And how does that help us? 1952. Vino Sacramento. Ruyansky Modre. 2008. Okay. Anything else? Oh. Drawers. Anything useful in here? Wine tasting notes. The 1972 Umbro Rouge is certainly fine, but it pales in comparison to the Mont Aros Sacramento. Superb. Okay. Ooh, a safe. I'm guessing it's not the same. No. Don't have a safe code yet. Wait a minute. $1972 maybe? Oh, but it pales in comparison to the Mont Aros Sacramento, and I think that was this one. No. 52. 1952 maybe? No. Oops. Then maybe 1972. Oh, it was open. Okay. Aha. Got the cellar key. Okay. How do I crouch? Oh, there we go. You didn't see a thing, Mum. Okay. So I have a key for the cellar. I think it was this one. Lady.
Do you think I could get Gretchen Wong's autograph for my daughter after the game? She dreams of going pro.
I wouldn't recommend it if you want
Helena,
to keep your job.
don't be such an old
Ask
maid.
someone higher up.
I'm
to check.
serious.
Nothing here.
That guy had prison tattoos on his neck. Most of the laundry workers are ex-cons. So what? They're sweethearts.
Excuse me, ladies. Health and safety inspection. Where
Health
may
and
I find
safety.
the laundry?
It's just down the stairs. Did someone file a complaint?
Strictly routine.
Like my marriage.
Okay.
Most of the laundry workers are ex-cons.
Strictly routine like my marriage. Someone's not getting nookie.
5K. Half now, half later. Make sure no one follows.
You got it, friend.
Okay. Watchers can be bluffed when they are nearby.
That, Stefan, was your fairy godmother. Get this. just slipped us 5,000 euros to stop the guy from following him. Right. Stay there. Not so quick.
Okay. All these chemicals. I was gonna say I'm gonna fill that up. Okay. Close this door. Look. There we go. Can I pull him through? Or should I push?
Where illegal arms and so-called dark tech are traded freely.
And now to business news. Web industry shares were among the winners in early trading on the back of rumors of a forthcoming major announcement. Some analysts predict this to be the first sign of a reversal of the recent downward trend that has dominated markets across all sectors. Technology stocks have seen the biggest losses, but some believe will shortly see the highest.
Looks like one of the
The World Chess Championship is afoot, and Slovakian Grandmaster Jacek
looks like one of the limo drivers
directly from the Grand Carpathian Hotel.
Okay.
How'd they get so good at poker?
I thought I took care of the two guys that were in front of the door. I can grab this. Oh, throw it. Oh, if I throw it at you, you're really having a big headache.
Recorded by a satellite belonging to the Norwegian Weather Bureau.
Okay.
Sounds wrong. Checking it.
Oh crap, I can't go anywhere.
Huh?
What's that?
Could be a body just there.
Huh? Torture and oppression is a global problem.
He's been knocked out.
Okay. What's he gonna do with it? Is he gonna wake him up, or is he just gonna leave him there?
And is the rumored location of a fortified marketplace where illegal arms and so-called dark tech are traded freely.
And now to business.
I don't like this. Start searching.
Shares were among
Copy
the
that.
winners in early trading on the back of rumors of a forthcoming major announcement. Some analysts predict this to be the first.
Wonder if he'll be coming in here. He comes here, he's mine. Oh, no, don't go away.
I don't like this. Oh! I'm going to destroy you.
Situation contained, okay.
Search is finished. Nothing here.
To curb the rise in illegal arms trafficking around the globe. Presenting the communiqué to the press, the French president said, "This trade in the instruments of death, torture, and oppression is a global problem."
Too early.
Potential casualty just there.
Fortified marketplace where illegal arms and so-called dark tech are traded.
There's so many people here.
Get off my back. I said I had.
unpacked those new kitchen uniforms yet with the head chef's monogram? What's got him?
Gone again. Slippery bastard.
What's this then?
A worn bellhop outfit. Size XL. 206. Could be a passcode, an address, or a room number.
Okay. Oh, I can't go back. Thought I'd go left or right, but I guess I can't. This then. Laundry bag, empty. Size XL. The blonde man changed disguise, but into what? Okay. Fill up on toxins. Okay. Oh, you scared me there. Okay, guess we'll get out.
Cressida? All is quiet in the car park.
Good. Let's keep it that way. Stay vigilant.
You're the boss.
Okay.
Must have taken the scenic route.
Hello? See? No one's in here.
Silent alarm didn't trigger itself. Check the windows.
Uh-oh.
I'll be damned.
Hey, Laszlo. Look at that.
Yeah, I see it. Maybe the wind caught them.
Or somebody isn't here. Watch your back, fellas.
Stay calm. There'll be an arm. Nothing gets past the scanners. We'll do a round and call it in. If anything's stolen, insurance will handle it.
Works for me.
What?
Let me see.
All right, that's it. Back up.
We are going to finish
Fuck. That wasn't good. Okay, well, it's about 6 o'clock, so I don't have time for anything else. I need to start dinner. My wife will be home in a while. So I want to say thanks guys for hanging out, seeing what I do in this game. Yeah, let's see, is anybody streaming? Probably is. Let's see, let's start up the browser. Let's see who is alive, if any. Over here. Loaf dude. Okay, let's go over to the bread guy. He can. Okay, he's also playing 007. Oh, he's just started from the looks of it. So let's go over there. Let's say hi, and yeah. There's a good chance I can stream this weekend because I think it's okay weather, and I don't know if, let's see, Sunday. Yeah, there's nothing listed. So let's go over there. Say hi. Brett the Loaf Dude is a cool dude to watch. He's a fun streamer. So yeah. There's a 95% chance I can stream again this weekend. We'll be continuing 007, and if not this weekend, then Friday I will continue. And I will see you guys then. Have a good day. See you later. Bye now.